right, all right. Hey, hey,
Hey,
hey,
what?
hey,
Ah,
hey. We're
Hi.
plugging. And by the way, just before we get started, I was like, "Hey guys, um, I'm gonna wear my Black Sabbath shirt," and all three of them said, "Fuck that! Put on your Sammy Hagar suck shirt." And I
Yeah,
gotta
and
say,
anybody who watched the concert will realize why you're wearing that shirt
no,
because it's true.
I got something positive to say about Sammy Hagar
Oh,
yesterday.
fuck you.
Yes, I do. I actually have something
oh
positive
yes, I
to
remember.
say.
Yes, he does. Yep.
Stick around for that shit.
Yeah.
What can I say that's positive about Sammy Hagar? I don't know. I think my opinion of Sammy Hagar last night, if you guys don't agree with me, you're wrong. You're just wrong. All right. So hey, it is Black Sabbath Sunday. And it's
That's right. Yeah.
I thought Ian said, well, I actually, Wayne will tell you, I said on our little chat, hey man, you guys want to talk about Black Sabbath on Sunday? And Tony had shit to do, and I was like, all right. Then Ian hit me up going, hey, want to talk about the show? I was like, yeah, we'll do it on Almost Human Live. Tony may be coming though. He says if he might be home in like half an hour.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we
Let's get
got
our shit in before he gets in then.
yeah.
So we can all talk.
That's right.
Now, let's just badmouth Tony for a half hour.
No,
He
I
is
love
such a-
Tony. I
How
love
do you
Tony.
badmouth Tony?
We're not, but it's hard to get a word in edgewise with
Look,
him.
man, we can badmouth Tony really awesomely if we all do it in the Sammy Hagar state of mind. You know? Because when Sammy Hagar speaks, he lies. So we gotta be Sammy about Tony. Tony hates metal. Ian loves metal. See? All right, hey, all right, I want to first say a big thank you to one of our Rock and Metal Combat podcast
Yes.
Facebook page, Gail, right? That's his name.
I don't know how the fuck you.
You know,
Kids maybe Bob, but it's like Gail.
it's
Da.
and it's Gaal, and the two A's have umlauts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand Motley Crue and Motorhead, you know, and Blue
I
Oyster
think
Cult.
that means
Hey,
like Steve.
let's say Blue Oyster Cult, Motorhead, and Motley Crue. What other band uses
Queens, right?
Queensryche? There you go. And that's
Green
it.
Jello.
Green Jello.
Green Jello. You know my drummer Brutal Brian Wilson that's in Night Demon.
Yeah, he was in Ingve too. I saw him live with Ingve. He played great. Don't tell me he's in Green Jello.
No, well, yeah.
Oh wow.
What it is Green Jello tours and they play with local musicians everywhere they go. They don't tour as a band. So when Green Jello would play Florida, Brian would play with them on all the Florida dates. Then when he goes to Georgia, it's another band. You know what I mean?
Understood. By the way,
Isn't
the guy's name is pronounced Gael de Temerman.
there you go.
Well, thank you. He bought the live stream and he aired it on the podcast page. And we're all watching it and we're all fucking, dude, we're all really funny with those comments.
It was a fun
I
time.
mean, all the comments were fucking hilarious. Even Wayne was funny. That's right. And Wayne was saying to bring back, who was it?
A hailstorm. Yeah.
Bring back
Bring back Halestorm.
Yeah, because there was some acts that came on. They were just so bad. I just wanted to say hailstorm again. I don't even like hailstorm.
So while we're all saying crazy shit, some guy wrote, "Oh, I bought me a 6-pack of Heineken or something like that." Thank you, Gail. I bought a 6-pack of Heineken, and I wrote, "I'm smoking meth today." I got banned for a whole day because of that.
Are you serious?
That's why you all probably thought I left the chat.
Yeah.
I was still there, but they banned me. And I think somebody narked me out because I'll tell you why. With the Facebook algorithms, they'll ban me like that if I write that. I got banned like an hour later after I wrote that. Some narc on the podcast page narked me out.
That's fucked up.
but it's okay. I fucked your wife. All
How do
right.
you narc? How do you narc the admin? That's low.
I
Yeah.
was wondering what the fuck happened to you, like
Yeah,
when you
because all of a
stopped
sudden, just
posting.
because it was getting towards like the good stuff, I'm like, he left it really during this stuff, and
Right.
Oh,
Well, then,
oh.
I got banned around the same time because I said I'm friends with the drummer in Severed Anal, and they kicked me out too. I'm like, what the fuck,
That's the West Hollywood equivalent of our band, Wayne.
yeah,
I forgot to warn you about saying that, Ian.
Oh, okay.
I know.
No harm, no foul.
I knew you'd say something like that. You
Instant.
talk about Wayne, you get banned. Wayne's fucked up.
yeah. I probably,
Wayne has some connections with Facebook.
yeah. Me and Zuckerberg are like that. So anything I say, he goes, he does it. I said Ralph said the thing, and he took him right off.
Yeah.
Of it, so
So
All right,
fuck 'em,
hey, here's my history on Disturbed. They fucking suck. And the first time I ever saw Disturbed, they were the opening band, and it was, I can't remember who were the other bands.
Danzig.
Danzig was headlining, and
Yep.
a bunch of bands, and then Disturbed was the opening act, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember them that much that day, but I don't know if it was that dude, that Draymond, or another member of Disturbed came up to me and gave me a cassette of Disturbed. Do you
Yeah.
know?
No,
Wow.
He goes.
I saw that same tour. It was horrible. It was
The Deadlights, I think.
Danzig, 6 Feet Under, and Disturbed. And it's when he would come out like in the jumpsuit, like he's getting, like he's in fucking Wes Craven's Shocker. He'd get electrocuted and the show started. It sucked. They're a horrible band.
They're fucking terrible.
very generic.
I thought the way he sang, what was it? He sung "Shut in the Dark," right?
And Sweetly.
He's saying,
No, he didn't
Shut in
sing
the
Shot.
Dark,
Did he
Dark
sing
and
Shot in the
Sweetly.
Dark?
Yeah.
He did.
I
All
thought
right.
the guy from Ghost sang Shot in the Dark.
No, he sang Bark at the Moon.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I thought he was incredible. I
No,
thought
he wasn't too
great.
bad. Yeah.
That idiot from Disturbed, I thought he did a damn fine job.
He's an
All
okay
right, well,
vocalist.
save
The
it
music
for the
sucked.
review. God damn it, we got to go through these songs. I wrote down every.
Oh, you wrote
fucking
notes?
I got notes. There's 42 fucking songs were performed. Hold on.
I wrote notes too, Wayne.
I don't have time to write
40
notes.
I would have wrote notes, but I don't know how to write.
Yeah. 41 songs, and I wrote notes on all those sons of bitches. God damn it.
Even the
prepared.
original songs like Lizzie Hale and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I tortured myself today.
All right. Let's start with that crap.
No.
Well, what started the whole thing? Or what was it? Nickelback
fuck.
or
Mastodon.
Mastodon. Yeah.
Oh, Mastodon.
And that I didn't see because the stream started late.
No, I saw it.
I missed it though.
All right. Did anybody watch the beginning?
Yeah, I did. It sucked.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you this. Do we want to go song for song, or do you just want me to talk about the band, or what?
Yeah, let's just talk about the whole thing.
All right. So, I miss this shit because I live on the fucking West Coast. This shit, I woke up at like 9 o'clock, and it was like Anthrax when I fucking woke up.
Yeah.
But then I go back and I check this shit out. Mastodon open up. Let me find the fucking set list here. I got everything.
Master Dong. Somebody says in the chat.
Yeah.
I said that.
Oh, you said
Rewind the video. I said Master Dong. That guy's a ripoff.
All right. All right. Well, I'll give my take, and then you guys say whatever the fuck you give a fuck about. Mastodon opened up with Black Tongue. I dig it. Good starter. Mastodon's one of these bands, like I've heard a couple songs. I kind of dig them, but I haven't did like a deep dive.
Right.
So I don't have like a real like honest opinion of them. But dude, I dug this fucking song. And then they go into Blood Thunder. Another good one. Definitely a band I need to investigate. And then they do Supernaut. They do a cover, which is largely instrumental. And then there's like a bunch of other drummers that come out, like Danny Carey from Tool, Eloy. I ain't even gonna pronounce these names because if it's not American, it's shit. So, and a Mario, somebody, yeah, it's not American. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, these drummers come out and play with them. They do an awesome version of Supernaut, but again, largely instrumental until the drummer kicks in and he sings like one verse of the song. But I dug it. I thought it was a great way to start it off. And to me, Mastodon is a band that deserved to be there. There's a lot of bands that don't deserve to be there. And maybe Mastodon, like, there's probably like 50 bands you could think of, like, be like, oh, instead of Mastodon, I'd rather have this band. But I'm saying, of the bands that were there, you know, Mastodon, all right in my book. I dug it.
Fuck Mastodon, fuck Tool, fuck Halestorm. Let me tell you something. You know what wasn't at that show yesterday? Doom bands. Not one fucking Doom band.
Where was Candlemass?
Not one.
Right.
All right. So fuck off. Fuck that.
Candlemass sucks cock.
Dong these nuts. That shit was fucking terrible. But then again, I'm old. All right. Get off my fucking lawn. But it's how I feel. I hate fucking people that get pissed off when I say shit. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like because they like it. They have tampons coming out of their ass. See, Ian likes it. Do I give a rat's ass? Oh, maybe a little, but that's besides the point. Fuck Mastodon. They should have had Trouble or Candlemass there. Thank you.
What do you think, Lou Mavs? Did you like Mastodon?
I don't know how I'm gonna top what Ralph said. But I'm sorry, Ralph. I've been a Mastodon fan since Brand, the drummer, and Bill, the guitarist, were in the band.
Wait. Let me stop you right there. You just said, I'm sorry, Ralph, because I'm into Mastodon. Dude, you're not the one that should be sorry. I'm sorry that you have those ears.
I'll take that. But I mean, they used to be in the band Today Is the Day, and they were on my favorite album for them, In the Eyes of God, which is like one of the most brutal albums I ever heard. So when I heard that they were forming Mastodon, I immediately took to them from their first EP. So I really enjoyed them. Blood and Thunder is probably my favorite song from theirs. So it was great to hear that live. I enjoyed their cover of Supernaut. I feel bad that Brand's mic wasn't working for the first two verses because he was singing.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, but there were audio issues. So we didn't get to hear him until the third verse. But all in all, I thought I enjoyed them as the opening act for the show.
I will say my favorite part of Mastodon was when the mic did go out.
All good.
That was cool.
My favorite part was when I missed the whole entire set. That was the best. I actually like there are some decent.
Wayne brings logic to the show. See, Wayne's ears work.
They do work once in a while. But I do like Living Color, so it doesn't work.
That's right. I take it back.
But I do like some Mastodon songs. They're all right. I missed the whole set though, so I can't.
And we missed them when they opened for Ghost. We only saw like the last song.
Right. Does anybody know now who this band was that was supposed to be on the show but then got kicked off? Was it Megadeth?
Someone said Motley Crue, but I don't believe that.
I don't think they were on the thing.
All right. I was gonna wait till it was like an official like RMCP show, but fuck it. Ralph wants to do this bastardized fucking Almost Human Live shit. It was Eddie and the Boozers. Eddie and the Boozers were gonna be on the show. And I didn't want money. I wanted an open bar. That's all I asked was open bar. And they're like, no.
That would have been a fair trade.
You guys, I'm not paying for my own drinks. Thank you very much.
There you
go.
But
my money's on Slipknot.
I don't think there's a band worse than Slipknot. They make me miss
so bad.
They are the worst band ever. When this guy asked, there was a guy that asked me, put the first Slipknot album against the second Slipknot album. It was the worst shit I ever heard in my life. Seriously. And then most people are like, that's their best shit.
Was it worse than that Lou Reed album you had to do against Rush's Hemispheres?
Yeah, but the thing is, the Lou Reed album is not even music. It's just noise.
I know.
it doesn't count. Yeah, of course. No, actually, I would rather listen to that noise. I really would. I did it for hours at a time because I used to work for the city and I had to go to sewer stations and I had to go down the sewer station where all the machinery is going on. That was the Lou Reed album. I swear to God, I'm not even making a joke. Anybody out there don't believe it? Go check out Lou Reed Metal Machine Music, right? Was that
That's
the
the
name?
one.
Yes.
And here's the funniest thing about it. This is great. This is great. Our buddy from, and I can't remember his name, even though he's my buddy, and he is Ian's buddy, the guy that wrote the Cheap Trick book from Canada. Robert,
BJ Cramp.
no,
Oh,
no,
Robert Lawson.
Robert Lawson told me, dude, I love that album. Edwin Canastracci, check out his YouTube channel. He's awesome. He loves that album. It's not music. It's like that. You guys would love the Sewer Station. You know? Aren't you
Well, no,
thinking-
but I guarantee you, if you put a gay dude in there with like a sword and a hammer and put Manowar on there, you'd think it was fucking awesome. You fucking fag.
Hey, fuck that, man. I may not suck dick, but I envy those.
You
that
may
do.
not.
Wait, no. I don't. I have never sucked a dick, but
Nobody knows of.
I tell you this, I envy those who suck a dick, and you know why? Because I love Manowar.
But enough about Wayne.
Who's next? What's the next band?
All right. Next band. I'll take it. Rival
Sons, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Rival Sons. Now, this is a band. So many people have tried to get me into this band. Our friend Chris Sinzak from Decibel Geek, my best friend in the world, Matt Pasenka. These guys love this fucking band and like, man, you need to check it out. And it's always on the back burner. So they kick it off. Let me see. What's the set list here? Their first song, "Do Your Worst." Not horrible, but out of place here. Out of place here. The guy sounds like Paul Rogers to me. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, Paul Rogers got a great voice. And then they do Electric Funeral, and I think it's a pretty decent cover. I think the guitar player has the tone down perfect. I mean, really has the Tony Iommi guitar sound down great. So I'm like, hey, that ain't so bad. And then they go into the last song, Secret. Another good song. I mean, it's good, but they should have ended it with Sabbath. You should have done, 2 of your songs nobody knows, and then you go into a Sabbath song that everybody knows. I think that's a better business model myself. Not horrible, but I think this is a prime example of a band that they're on here because they do have a following. They do, especially in Europe. But I mean, this is a show to celebrate Sabbath and what Sabbath created. And I think they're on there for name recognition. I don't hate it, but I could think of 27 different bands I'd rather have on here other than Rival Sons. What'd you guys think?
I'll tell you, I wish they only did their songs. Because they butchered that Sabbath song. That shit was fucking terrible. I'm watching it, right? And I'm thinking to myself, this is the band that's going to save rock with Greta Van Fleet. How many years has these bands been around? Has rock improved and gotten more popular because of Greta Van Fleet and Rival Sons? That shit's terrible. Rival Son to me is like OJ, and rock music is like Nicole.
Yeah, but comparing these guys to Greta Van Fleet is like comparing a hand job to a blow job.
No. It's comparing a blow job where you feel a lot of teeth to a blow job where you feel a lot of teeth.
Gotcha.
It's horrible. I
liked it better than you. What is Lou Mavs? What does Lou Mavs think about this shit?
They were not my cup of tea, but I accept the fact that they have a fan base. Not into their original stuff. But I didn't mind their cover of Electric Funeral, although later on another band played it, which I'll get into how much I preferred that.
It's funny, in our Rats Out of You chat, somebody mentioned the Rival Sons, and they're like, oh, you'll like them, check them out or whatever. And then that was the first band I saw on this thing, and I'm like, why would I like this?
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's there's nothing like really special about it. It's like kind of southern rockish type sound. It's not for me.
It's try hard bullshit.
Yeah, it's
Just get over it. You cannot reinvent rock anymore. You just can't.
there's nothing new.
know,
You
I
can't
think
do
it
anything that hasn't been done.
It ended with Nirvana, where it became huge, you know. And even though, you know, you can argue that Nirvana is not rock and all, but I thought they did have rock songs, you know. But what band after Nirvana like changed the landscape of rock after Nirvana?
Pantera.
No, Pantera was no.
That was before.
That's different though. Pantera exploded with the metal scene. Nirvana exploded with everybody that liked hip hop and
I know. Sleep Token. Sleep Token.
I don't even know who that band is. How can they be popular if I don't know who they are?
I don't think they know who they are. They wear
That's
masks.
just horrible. That's
Sleep
just horrible.
Token. Yeah, to me,
Sleep Token is what Ghost sounds like to me now. You know, like all these people like, oh, I love Ghost. I'm like, no, that's Sleep Token.
Then I'll
That-
even though I'm not a big fan of the last Ghost album, next Sunday I can't do the show, Ian, because I'm going to see Ghost.
Oh, very cool.
Well, enjoy the whole new
Really?
album.
Are you, or is it Sleep Token?
Oh well,
Do you know?
hopefully it is like Sleep Token. I haven't heard Sleep Token.
It could be Sleep Token dressed up as Ghost, or Ghost dressed up as Sleep Token.
They both dress up because they're so embarrassed about the fucking music they play. Sammy Hagar should have a costume playing horrible that fucking horrible shit.
And you're not embarrassed. You're not embarrassed for liking Mastodon. Give me a break.
Nah, that's good shit. It's metal.
What's the next band?
I wonder if the
All
Sleep
right,
Token shows that
I'll
they
take the
hand
next
out
band.
pajamas.
Huh?
I'll take the next band, and I'm very pissed off about this shit.
Okay, go ahead.
The next band is Anthrax.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
And why in the fuck is Anthrax going on third on this list of fucking bands? And I'm sick of this shit.
I kind of know.
Yeah,
why.
they should have opened.
Anthrax, hold on. Anthrax has taken so much shit over the years.
Good.
Just because they recorded one album with Neil Turbin that is fucking horrible. You know, they're always like put on the bottom of the barrel, like, you know, hey, it's the fucking big four, and they go on first because they have this shame because they made this horrible fucking album with Neil Turbin. You know, like how many fucking shitty albums has Megadeth made? How many shitty albums has Metallica made? But because
About 3.
Anthrax made this one shitty album with fucking Neil Turbin, they always have to fucking open. And not only that, they only get 2 fucking songs. The shortest of any band on the fucking
Hell
show.
yeah. Fuck
I,
yeah.
I think they
I
went
don't
early
think
because of
that-
Charlie, though.
Well, I know you get that because Charlie's playing with this band and Scott's playing with this fucking super group and all this shit. But I'm always worried about Joey Belladonna because I'm the only one that fucking cries for the Indians. Nobody else does. I do. You know, they're you know, in a land stolen from the Indians, there's no immigrants. God damn it.
Did he wear the
know?
headress? Because I didn't see the video.
No, he didn't wear the headdress. But they opened up with Indians. And this is where I came into the show. Because I had to go up and look at the rest of this shit. I woke up, you know, I live on the fucking West Coast. So I got up at like 9 in the morning and turned this shit on. And there's Anthrax playing fucking Indians. And I'm like, oh, fucking shit. You know? And that's another thing. This show had a 2-hour delay.
Yeah.
You know, people watching the stream and shit. So I'm watching the Indians is on. I'm like, this is fucking great. You know, I see they all got the Sabbath Bloody Anthrax shirts on.
That's stupid, dude. Come on.
I fucking love it.
Stupid.
You hate Anthrax because you hate the Jews. You fucking Cuban.
No,
You hate Jews. You hate Jews.
And Indians.
You hate Jews because they're your biggest competition in Miami. There's Cubans and there's Jews. And you guys both rival on the street corners, you know, for each other. You know, it's fucking terrible.
Hey, look.
But anyway.
Hey, let me just say one thing. I don't like Anthrax, and it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with them getting rid of Neil Turbin.
Yeah.
Oh, next you're going to say you don't like the fact that Scotty is an asshole.
The only great Anthrax album is Fistful of Metal. That's actually them being them. After that, they were chasing, oh, let's be like Metallica. And look, I love Friend of the Disease. Among the Living's the biggest overrated turd there is when it comes to side two. Side two, cry for the Indians. Oh boy, that's thrash. Fuck Anthrax. Except with Neil Turbin.
Yeah. All right. So Ralph hates Jews and Indians. Put it on the list.
Isn't Neil Turbin Jewish?
Fucking no, he's not. That's why they kicked his fucking Episcopalian ass out.
Yeah,
Fucking
look,
piece of shit honky.
Look, he's anti-Episcopalian.
Yeah, I don't like them motherfuckers. No, Indians kicked fucking ass. God damn it, I love that shit. And then they go into what was their cover here?
My favorite Sabbath song.
Into the Void.
Into the Void. Thought they did a great job, but this is the first song like I noticed like, wow, a lot of these motherfuckers, as much as they love Black Sabbath, they don't know the fucking words because they all got the fucking lyrics printed out. You know, like you see all the different camera shots and you can see they're all like rocket engine burning fuel so fast. You know, but fuck it. I thought it sounded great. It sounded great, but I thought it was a fucking insult that Anthrax would play before all these other fucking shit house bands that are coming after it. Thought they did great, but 2 songs? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. You know why there's only 2 songs? Because Joey's a fucking Indian. That's why. That's why. It's fucking bullshit. What'd you guys think of Anthrax?
They sucked. It was horrible.
Fuck you.
And that band shouldn't even be there because they got a singer that doesn't even know the words to Sabbath song. Sorry, if you need a fucking paper to sing a Black Sabbath song, you shouldn't be invited. Fuck Anthrax, most overrated thrash band. I would say Testament is the most overrated thrash band, but Anthrax is more popular, so that makes them the most overrated fucking thrash band in the history of history. And I hate Scotty Ian. I think he's a prick. And Joey's nice, but I'll tell you a funny thing about Joey. The last time he was here doing one of his little Journey shows, I ain't going to see Joey anymore after this. I'm at the club where Joey's doing a Journey tribute. Me and my friend Greg go to the back, and there's Joey. Right? You go, oh, there's Joey. So, dude, I just wanted to go up and say hi, maybe get a selfie with him, whatever. Some guy stops me. No, you can't. If you want to meet Joey, you meet him after the show. All right, no problem. I ain't going to bother the guy, After the show, I go to meet Joey. I'm in line. Some guy, I see people from the line walking away. And some guy comes up, he goes, dude, they're charging $30 to meet Joey. Fuck that shit, man. That's bullshit. I'm sorry.
It's a well-known fact that you and Wayne hate Joey and black people. Lou, what did you think of Anthrax?
I think
you just hate black people. I noticed you didn't say shit about that, Wayne. You're like, oh, well.
I was gonna say that.
I just wanted to preface this and say that my preferred Anthrax is either SOD or the John Bush era. I'm not really big on the any other era.
So you hate Jews too, Lou. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead with your racist ass review.
I'll tell you this, Lou. Sound of White Noise is the second best Anthrax album.
That's my favorite Anthrax album. I knew Jonathan from Shadows Fall before he joined Anthrax, and he was a great guy and a great talent. I'm happy to see that he's making money now playing with Anthrax. If he's getting paid, I hope he is. Wasn't too crazy about their original song choice. I would have much rather preferred like Madhouse. I would much rather have preferred that instead.
Yeah, of course.
And they just happened to play my favorite Black Sabbath song of all time, which is Into the Void. I'll praise Jonathan's solo. I'll praise Charlie's performance because other than the Exhorter version, I thought the way he played the drums on that was perfect.
Look, not to interrupt, just for a second. I praise just what you said, guitar player, drummer, and I thought Frankie was great, and I thought Scott was great. Scott, who I hate, he was great. Joey, who I love, fucked it all up, dude. He fucked it all up. If it was Sammy Hagar, well, it was Sammy Hagar fucking it up, and I'm sure Ian won't give him a pass, but Joey a pass.
But it got a pass for me. I mean, I enjoyed their cover of it, but to me, the Exhorter cover is still the best cover of that song that I ever heard.
The
I
Law.
haven't heard anyone top it.
Everybody go check out Exhorter the Law. That shit rules.
Thank you, Ralph. Wayne?
Anthrax sucked. Anthrax is one of my favorite bands, and I was hoping that they were going to be good and pick, some good songs. But Indians, I don't like the way Joey was singing. It was just Joey's singing live is terrible all the time. Doesn't matter. He's just a bad live singer, unfortunately. On the albums, he's fine because they can fix him. But and I was hoping they were going to play Sabbath Play Sabbath because they did actually do that song as a cover.
On the Man. Yeah.
I have a theory on that. Tom Morello, that hypocritical guy, he was in charge of. He's the one. It wasn't Ozzy or Sharon that reached out to Jake. It was Tom Morello. Tom Morello had a lot to say who was going to be there. You know what I mean? And I forgot where I was going with that. What were you talking about again?
I don't remember.
Anthrax's choice of selection.
Sabbath.
Okay, yeah. So Tom Morello is in charge of everybody there, right? And Guns N' Roses is like, hey, we're going to do Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. He ain't going to go tell Anthrax that they can't. He's not going to tell them. He's going to tell them, look, you guys can't do Sabbath Bloody Sabbath because it's Axl I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? That's my theory. That's why, because it would have been logical for them to play Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. It's a song they recorded,
Yeah. I would have preferred to hear that.
But two bands played Electric Funeral. So how did that get through?
Hey, Lou, do never, ever bring logic to this show.
My apologies.
Ever.
Yeah. And one did it good and one sucked.
Yeah, I was hoping Anthrax was going to be better because I was just very shocked, like you said, Ian. They were third on the list there. That just didn't make sense to me. But seeing that Charlie was on later,
it's despicable. And I thought that maybe it'd be like, well, other members are playing with other lineups, and that's the horrible thing about Anthrax is like the whole band is like stranglehold by like what these two members are gonna do. Like,
right.
Oh, Charlie's gonna go play with Pantera, so fuck your money. Scott's gonna play with Mr. Bungle, so fuck your money. And all this shit holds him up. Yeah, it sucks, but still, for Anthrax to play number 3 on the bill that was presented to us with all these other people, it's despicable. And I think it all has to do with they made one album with Neil Turbin, and they're still paying for it to this day.
I think it's despicable they were even on the fucking bill.
Well, that's you hate Jews.
Candlemas.
You Jew-hating Cuban.
What are you talking about? I am Jewish. I'm a Jubin.
Jesus Christ.
Hava, nada. That's that song in Spanish. All right, what's next?
Okay,
I'm Jewish from the waist down.
After Anthrax.
Hey, you didn't hear that one, Ian. That was great. Say that again, Wayne.
I said I'm Jewish from the waist down.
So am I.
He said just a little off the tip, but they took the whole fucking thing.
Seriously, I'm hung like a belly button. Actually, I'm hung like an any belly button.
After you want to really talk about some shit, this is horrible. This is something so horrible. Probably fucking Wayne's the only guy who liked this shit. Halestorm.
Yes, and I wish they would have did the whole entire show. No.
Oh my God. So Halestorm comes up and let's see, what was their first song?
No one knows.
Love Bites and So Do I.
Love Bites, but so do I. She means well, but it's a hard pass for me. Holy shit. Is this fucking terrible? And then they go into supposedly a new song called Rain Your Blood on Me, which he dedicated to all the
Why do I hear no sound?
female metal fans in the show. So this is some kind of menstrual fucking.
That's fucked up. It's
Yeah.
it's a song about Aunt Flo.
Yeah.
Pre-menstrual Princess Blues, pre-menstrual Princess Blues. Sorry, couldn't help it.
Yeah. And while this is going on and she announces this, I'm like, I could think of 20 other fucking bands who deserve a slot on here much more than me. And I don't know, Ralph, you could probably tell me. I don't know if it was Wayne or if it was somebody else, because we had our like own private chat while this show's going on. And somebody kept saying Candlemass. Why isn't Candlemass here? As much as I think Candlemass sucks, I would much rather see Candlemass, and I think they much more deserve to be on this show than fucking Halestorm. But we're talking Sharon. We're talking bands that are popular amongst the fucking millennials and crap like that. There's a lot of people that love fucking Halestorm. I am not one of them. But yeah, this song was horrible. But then it gets even worse. It gets even worse because, you can do an Ozzy tribute. You can do a Black Sabbath tribute. They picked to do Perry fucking Mason. I mean, in the top five fucking worst Ozzy Osbourne solo songs of all fucking time. This would be like you're at a Led Zeppelin tribute, like, oh, I'm gonna do Hot Dog. You fucking fucks. This is I can never understand the people who get behind Perry Mason. It is the stupidest fucking song. This chick should have came out there and like, who are we gonna get on the case? Let's get Cagney and Lacey. This is fucking horrible. Fucking horrible. So anybody who likes fucking Perry Mason, you deserve Parkinson's more than Ozzy.
No,
It's a fucking horrible song. It's a horrible fucking song. And that they picked to do this, that I hope she dies from ovarian cancer. Because that's what bitches get. Ovarian cancer.
Well,
Ian,
I better write my will because I'm gonna get Parkinson's.
I'll tell you this right now.
I think Ralph's got Parkinson's. He's shaking his hand.
I love Perry Mason. I think the Parkinson's just kicked in.
I think it did.
Calm down, Shaky.
Look, I'm David Ellison.
Oh my god! Did you see like later in the show? There was like a cut to the audience, and some people had like this liquidy stuff all over them.
Yeah.
What the hell
I
was
think
that?
that was from David.
And I said,
That's
was Dave back out there in the audience or something? Well, what the hell was that? Did they shoot something out that I missed? That?
He's never gonna come on Rat Star Review now, Wayne.
I don't think so.
Lou, what do you think of fucking Halestorm? You got any defense for this bullshit?
Not really.
Okay, good.
I think Lizzie's a good singer, but I'm not a fan of the band. But I know people who are, and they're the same kinds of fans that like Rival Sons. I'm like, you know what? Good for them.
So they like the newer.
Yeah.
Lou, did you have this same licorice in your ears when you watched the show? Whatever the fuck you're wearing.
That's the fruit by the foot. He likes
Headphones.
to eat it through his ear.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like fucking licorice.
It's
Hailstorm sucks.
No, I'm not a fan personally.
Dude, it's generic fucking garbage. To me, like Rival Sons. To me, it's the same shit. It's these rock bands that are hailed as, like Eddie Trunk is the one that's always out there. Oh, the Struts and Rival Sons. They're all suck. I heard the Struts. That shit was garbage too.
He has no credibility.
None of these bands are gonna bring back rock. None of these bands are gonna sell. It's ridiculous. And look, and I know this is an unpopular opinion, but hey, you know what? I'm dealing with truth here. Rock ain't coming back, people. It was our music. It was our time. Like, the people that Frank Sinatra, it was their time. Then it was the Beatles, my time. Then it was, oh my God, Kiss. It was that time. And then, Van Halen, this and that. But then when Nirvana came, I didn't see any band explode after that. I didn't. And name one. And I'm telling you, if you do name one, it's nowhere near the magnitude that Nirvana had. Shit, I'll even go as far to say, and I'm not like the biggest Nirvana fan. I'm not saying this to defend them, but not since the Beatles, I don't think any band has changed society like Nirvana did. That's how I feel. But anyway, Halestorm is generic garbage. Good singer, you know, but it's like a fucking great band with a bad drummer, great band with bad well, bassist you can kind of hide in the mix. But guitar, singer, and drummer, those three are very important elements to a band. And Halestorm only has one good element, which is Lizzie Hale, and I think she did a great job on Ultimate Sin. I think she sang it fucking great. I was like, damn, this chick can sing. But I already knew that. I saw videos of Lizzie Hale doing Holy Diver from Dio. Chick is incredible. You know, I take back saying that the only metal girls should be into are pots and pans. I take that back.
I saw her do a cover with that guy was from American Idol. I can't remember his name, but he's the one of the metal guys, and they did a Journey cover together.
James Durbin?
Yes, James Durbin. And it was really good. She's a very good vocalist, but her band is just boring. You know, I that first song that she played, it was just very repetitive. She kept saying something. I don't remember what the words were, but it was like repetitive over and over again. I'm like, all right, this is boring.
That is not. I don't know about Europe, but they are not a popular band. That is definitely an awesome manager riding that machine.
That's what it is. They just get the right people to push these bands.
Her Halestorm being on Back to the Beginning was very political. Come on.
Yeah.
It was a political thing. Because there's bands out there more popular than Halestorm.
Actually, what other woman-fronted band was at that show? There was no other ones, right?
None.
So she was
like,
only...
Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, Sammy Hagar.
We said women.
Yeah, Sammy Hagar and Billy Corgan. Right. They're both chicks.
That's true.
Billy Corgan is suffering that same thing Will Smith's wife is suffering from.
Alopecia.
Yeah.
We'll get to that crap, though.
I mean, I think a Lacuna Coil would have been better preferred to be part of the show than a Halestorm.
Oh,
but
they suck, too. They're fucking
I like early Lacuna Coil. Like their first two songs aren't bad.
Yeah, no, it all sucks. Coils.
I thought a better band would have been Lucifer.
Yeah.
They have a female lead singer. God. She's great.
And they do Sabbath covers.
Yeah. And they
even have songs that sound just like Sabbath.
I love Lucifer.
Their one song, Anubis, sounds just like Snowblind.
Joan Jett would have been better.
I'm glad my connection gave out during that Perry Mason cover, so I didn't even hear it. So
I heard it was nothing. Ultimate Sin was better.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, next band. Next piece of fucking shit that I don't know. You kids love this shit, but I don't fucking get it. It makes me feel like a fucking old man. Is fucking Lamb of God.
I missed that.
Lamb of God's up next. And this guy needs to kill again. You know, he got out of jail for killing somebody else. He needs to kill again. Why the fuck is he so angry? A big fucking pass. This is the big, like, you know, there's these bands that were spawned by Pantera. You know, like they got the groove, they got the breakdown, but everything else sucks. That's a fucking Lamb of God. Anyway, their first song sucked. Their second song. This is school shooter music. This is what kids listen to before they blow up fucking schools. Just try and talk to a girl. Not online, not on fucking, Zoom or fucking Tinder or Grindr, whatever you fags do. Try to talk to a girl in real life. Stop being so fucking angry. You fucking can't fucking. They don't even know what pussy smells like. You could take them to Red Lobster and they're like, yeah, I'm good. Fucking horrible.
I think they drink too much soy. Maybe that could be the issue.
They go to their last song. What's the fucking cover there? Children of the Grave. Holy fucking shit. Wow. And then these guys got the fucking audacity to release this shit as a single. after the fucking concert, like a couple hours after the concert, they released it. You know, like your performance wasn't bad enough. You got to release this on the fucking masses. You know, fucking children of the get the fuck out of here, Lamb of God. Get the, you know, and that's like Ralph says, timeline's everything. My son loves Lamb of God because he saw Lamb of God open up for Metallica in the late '90s, and it was his first concert. And I remember like how I was at that age, you know, like
Yeah,
oh
dude,
yeah,
the shit you liked as a kid is fucking terrible.
yeah, and so is this shit, you know. And so when my son's like, hey, and I even bought Lamb of God for my son, so I guess I'm an enabler, you know. But I'm like, fuck it, he likes it, you know. It's better than Aaron Carter or whatever the fuck he listened to when he was a fucking, you know, in grade school, you know. I'm like, fuck it, okay. So I bought him Lamb of God Sacrament, you know. Like, here you go. Sorry about your luck, you know. But Lamb of God fucking sucks. This is some horrible fucking shit. This is some horrible fucking shit. This is like, you know, this is like Candlemass, you know, but you know, for guys who think they're gonna get laid. This shit's terrible. What'd you think of this shit, Lou?
I'm batting 0 for 0 tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a Lamb of God fan. I liked
Oh my,
it. I liked it. I liked it. I liked the cover of Children of the Grave, and the song that they opened up with, Lead to Rest, is one of my favorite songs from them. Go ahead, send your insults my way. It's okay. I can take it.
God.
Ha
Oh my
ha
God.
ha, Lou, ha ha, Lou, you suck.
Well, the good thing about Lou is he's too old to be in school. So when he does his shooting, at least there'll be no children involved, you know.
Hey, all right.
God, I mean, fucking Wayne. I know you like power metal, but even you were smart enough to know this shit sucked, right?
I was glad again that my connection gave out on me, and I did not get to see this show. So
Okay.
I was
I
glad
have
to
a
miss it.
little, I have a little bit of history with Lamb of God.
Ooh, do tell.
Back in the day, late '90s, early 2000s, I used to be a bootlegger. I used to make money and I make trades. I used to go to shows and film.
Any moonshine?
Huh?
Any moonshine?
No, no moonshine.
Oh, too bad.
So, the culture room, I was tight with the owner. He would always be like, "Stand over here. Nobody will fuck with you in case the people from the band are walking around. You go in this corner, they ain't gonna see." I used to film everything. I filmed Lamb of God opening for Morbid Angel and what was that? Hate Eternal. Hate Eternal, Morbid Angel, Lamb of God. I don't know who Lamb of God is. I filmed it. And while filming it, I'm like, damn, these guys are total Pantera. I don't know. I don't think they stayed that way, but that night, that was Pantera to the core. I didn't care for it. I didn't actually hate it. It was just like a million other bands, like Piss and Razors from Texas, that I would film. They were just like, whatever, I could take it or leave it. Well, I can leave it, not take it. Well, fast forward, I never kept up with Lamb of God. I never listened to them. My brother got free tickets to see Pantera with Lamb of God. And like what Ian was saying about his son, my nephew's a huge Lamb of God fan. And he's like, on the way there, oh man, I can't wait to see Lamb of God. I was like, all right, cool. You like Lamb of God? No, I don't. I don't care for him. Right? So we go in and Lamb of God is playing. And he's going apeshit. And I'm sitting there going, I'm old, man. There's a logic to me not liking shit like this. It's because I'm at an age that I can't accept. If I was younger, I would accept it. I just can't accept it. So yeah, they played it, and I didn't care. I can't say I hated it. I'll put it above Halestorm and fucking Rival Sons, but it's still not good. It's still whatever, generic. Yeah. Unfortunately, my power didn't give out during that. So
They're
All
no,
right.
they're no hailstorm. I'll say that.
All
they're
right.
better
Well,
than
now
the Hailstorm sucks.
Now we go into All-Star Band Mach 1. All right, so I think how we should do this is song by song. You know, we talk about it, you know, what we thought about it. So
Who was
let
the
me
band?
click off- Let me click off you fucking ugly motherfuckers and look up. Okay, Ultimate Sin. Okay, so this is this is Dave Ellefson, Frank Bello, Mike Borden, Lizzie Hale singing, Nuno Betancourt's there. I thought it was all right. You know, whatever the fuck up was, like Jake didn't come out for a long time. And I thought Nuno made like a funny comment about like, you know, that's a rock star entrance, you know, taking so fucking long to come out. And, you know, there were some problems with Jake's guitar. And the whole thing is like, you know, how could he recover from like, you know, the shooting? Because he was supposed to do Bark at the Moon. But since the shooting, he's like, I don't know if I can play that. You know, I'm kind of still trying to get on the up and up, you know. But so anyway, you got Ultimate Sin with Lizzie fucking Hale singing. And it's god damn, it's like, didn't we get enough of this fucking shit? You know? So here we go. Jake is amazing, but enough of this screaming fucking vixen fucking shit, you know? She screams too much. She screams like she can sing, but she screams too fucking much. Jake did good, but like, goddamn, really, this fucking cunt, and I mean that like in the nicest possible way. I don't mean like in a bad way, but this cunt's got to fucking sing, you know, Ultimate Sin. Get the fuck out of here. This is a man's job. I'm sorry, these are Lou Mav's words, not mine. You know, I'm fine with women. He hates those cunts.
Because I like Lamb of God.
Yeah. And henceforth you're a bitch. Yeah. Not a fan of this so much. What do you think, Ralph?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked her on it. I thought she sang it great. I have no complaints about that's wannabe fag to you. I love Manowar. I love Manowar, but I haven't crossed that line yet. And I envy those that did cross the line because hail and kill.
All right. Enough about Wayne. What do you think about the song?
I liked it too, and besides Lizzie Hale, I thought her vocals were good on this song. The drummer Mike Borden was there, one of my favorite bands, Faith No More. I thought that was awesome. He's a great drummer. He played the song good. He played that song perfect.
Well, at least Wayne knows a good fucking drummer when he hears one. I don't know what your fucking hard on is about Mike Borden. That dude's a fucking genius.
Hey, Wayne.
I know, you know why? Because he played on those albums, Ozzy albums. What?
Yeah. Remember, Wayne. This was probably the finest moment on Almost Human Live history when we had Richard.
Yes, yeah.
Richard drove the trucks for Black Sabbath on the Ozfest tour. He was working with Black Sabbath. He was like Bill Ward's assistant for a while. He was always backstage and shit. And one time he sees Mike Borden and he goes up to Mike Borden. He goes, "Hey, you ruined any other classic album lately?"
Oh God.
I was like, "Fuck yeah." I thought that was awesome. And Mike Borden went to Sharon and they fired him.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what he says. That's what he says.
Crazy.
I believe him. Anyway, so
Mike Borden's a pimp.
No, he's a good drummer. Look, he did, as I say, I thought that was a great performance. He's a good drummer. I just thought he was fucking terrible with Black Sabbath. When he played with Black Sabbath, it was fucking terrible. It was.
See, I thought it was. I thought it was good.
I thought it was bad. It sounded like he was all beat and shit. It was terrible, man. It's like fucking going to see Living Color.
I will say this though: the second best fucking drummer for Black Sabbath is Tommy Clitoris. I will say that because Tommy Clitoris is the only guy who's got that swing like Bill Ward has. I will, as much as I love Vinny Appice and all that shit, you know, but Tommy Clitoris, he got that swing.
To me,
I like it.
all right.
And I love that he went out with Ozzy. He was like the last Ozzy drummer because, unfortunately, Randy Castillo is not with us. But I think Tommy Clitoris, that's a good drummer right there.
Cozy Powell was better.
Fuck Cozy Powell. A horse killed that motherfucker. Fuck him. Not that good. Overrated. He's fucking Ricky Rocket. I fucking love the drumming.
Ian's that. Ian is officially that guy.
Yeah, fucking
Fuck
Cozy.
Cozy Powell. Fuck Richie Blackmore's another thing he says. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, fuck it. Hey, I'd rather hear Tommy Bolin. God damn it. All right, fuck this shit, Lamb of God, fucking horse shit. Okay, we're
I
on
think
the
next
All-Star
one
shit.
was the Disturbed guy, right? Was that the next
Yeah,
one?
is that it? Yeah, the Disturbed guy. So hold on, here we go. All Stars. Okay, yeah, Shot in the Dark. So now David Draymond comes out, to all these boos. And that was a big thing, and there's already been like a statement on that about like how the crowd is booing the guy from Disturbed, which is fucked up to me because they're booing him for all the wrong reasons. The right reason to boo this guy is Disturbed fucking sucks cock. They're a horrible, horrible fucking band. But they're booing him because he's like pro-Jew, and they're like, oh, Palestine, fuck all the Palestinians, fuck all the Iranians, fucking kill them all.
Hey, let's move on from that, Ian. I don't want to get it just brings out the fools leaving comments. I don't want to ban people. Let's just move on and not talk about Palestine and the Jews. This channel is totally not about political bullshit at all.
Okay. Yeah, well, fuck them.
So, yeah, I agree, though. He should be booed for Disturbed being so horrible.
Yeah, Disturbed sucks.
Yeah, I thought he did great, though. I thought he sang Shot in the Dark really good.
He did.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. He's saying Shot in the Dark. Well,
he started early, right? Didn't something happen?
He did start early because Jake didn't get to do his harmonic part in the beginning of the song.
I thought the fucked up part was the fucking Halestorm cunt.
No, that was him. That was him because
she fucked up on Ultimate Sin too. So I don't know if fucking Jew boy here fucked up. And see, I'm I spread all it around, like I call him Jew boy. Fuck it. Disturbed sucks. I mean, horrible. Their fans are horrible. Anybody who's like, oh, I bought that CD, well, fuck you too. But fuck the Palestinians and Iranians more. Anyway, fuck them all. He came out. He did all right. Like I wanted to hate on this guy so bad. I wanted to hate on him because I fucking hate Disturbed. But he did Shot in the Dark. I'm like, okay, not too bad. You fucking heeb. All right.
Stop it, man. Stop with that shit.
All right. Jews are people too. Then he did Sweet Leaf. Not bad. I thought it was good. I thought he really did good on this one. I thought he sang much better on this. It kind of got more in the spirit, 'cause, Shot in the Dark's kind of a generic song anyway, even though I love it, but it's more of a generic song. But Sweet Leaf, I thought he got in the groove and did all that. And then the next song you got is Believer, with Whitfield Crane, that fucking horrible, Episcopalian from fucking, Ugly Kid Joe. Awesome. Dude, I love Believer. Probably top 3 fucking Ozzy solo songs, Believer. I thought Whitfield did a good job. I thought he did a great job, actually. Really good. He knew the song, didn't have to fucking stand in front of no fucking teleprompter. Got out there, did it. It's real easy to make fun of fucking Ugly Kid Joe. But Whitfield Crane, a lot of people, like, if he's got a good voice. He's just, been in some shitty bands. Did a great job. And then the end of All Stars, Volume 1, ends with this dude, Youngblood. Spelled Lungblood. You think Nikki Sixx and Mick Mars is a stupid ass fucking name? Fucking rappers are even worse. Yeah, in this kid, I don't know. The way he spells it, he's got to be a fucking rapper, but he sings this shit. Fucking Changes. I don't even want to hear this song regularly unless I'm listening to Volume 4. That's the only time I want to hear fucking Changes. But I've seen a lot of praise on this shit online. Like, oh, Youngblood did so awesome, and Youngblood this and Youngblood that. I will say this. He did get the crowd behind him at the end of it when the crowd's singing. Cool. But other than that, nothing to fucking write home about, you know, and nothing I'd fucking brag about. I think I could sing fucking Changes as well as this fucking dumb fuck.
Please do.
Okay,
Please
can you do it right now?
Right now, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to see you do better than Youngblood, please.
I'm going through Changes.
All right, I'll read you the lyrics. I feel unhappy. I feel so
sad. I lost the best friend I've ever had. She was my woman. I loved her so. I'm just as good as Youngblood, so fucking blow.
All right, hey. All right. You win this time, Ian.
It was pretty good.
I'm just saying. It's just like. And why is he fucking there? Why is he fucking there when there's so many other people who love Black Sabbath who should be there? And then you got this guy like it's just as stupid as fucking Ozzy's fucking daughter doing this fucking song. Get the fuck out of here. I never want to hear that fucking song unless I'm listening to Volume 4. What do you think, Lou
And
Mavs?
a couple of people did a cover of that song too on this.
Yeah, Fred Durst.
Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get into that later. That's later in the show.
Yeah,
I like the black dude, whoever the black dude is.
Charles Bradley. Charles Bradley, because I posted it on the RMCP Facebook page years ago when I first heard it.
Yeah.
That is even better than the Sabbath version, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, that's a great version. I'll give you that.
The best.
That was awesome. But this guy, get the fuck out of here.
You can hear the pain in that guy's voice singing the song because
the black dude, right?
Yeah. And the reason his voice is so torturous and painful is that when it was either the day or the day after he recorded that song, his mother died.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that guy did an amazing cover.
He had that. God.
But this guy, this is like Youngblood is like what was he like? His cousin was in 98 Degrees or whatever the fuck, you know, whatever these One Direction motherfuckers. He sounds like a fucking Oasis motherfucker, you know, fucking horrible.
I loved it. I thought Youngblood did an awesome job, but I'm a fan of singers, you know. I love a good voice. I mean, Ian, you hate a million bands that have great singers. And granted, I mean, to your credit, you hate them because of the music as well. But you can never give credit to a good singer if they're in a shitty band. Because you don't really, you're more into like Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats type singing, you know, whiny
Much
shit.
better.
Smashing Pumpkins, you don't even mind. I mean,
My Chemical Romance.
Actually, I like them.
That's Ralph. Don't you ever diss me like that. Ralph likes that faggot shit, not me.
I do too.
I do. Well,
I like my dick upside the mouth, not up the ass, you know.
That's a goal of mine. Hail and kill.
But I was excited to see that Whitfield Crane came out. I'm actually a pretty decent Ugly Kid Joe fan. Ugly Kid Joe.
Hey, shitty band, but that motherfucker can sing.
He's a very good singer.
We were like 11 when that band came out, so you know we grew up on it. I guess.
How old are you, Lou?
I'm the same age as Wayne.
Yeah, 40. I'm 45. So
I'm 44.
I was 73.
You're all fucking kids.
I was 73 when Ugly Joe first hit the scene.
Ralph is 60. I'm 51. You young fucks. God damn it.
But I hate Ugly Kid Joe. I can't stand him. I thought he sang it well. I'm not slamming him at all. You know the thing about Whiffle Crane too? I don't know how he did it, but he's like one of Ozzy's best friends. Him and Ozzy are tight. Because come on, why do you think Whitford Crane was there?
He was even good friends with Lemmy, too.
Yeah.
He sang on Born to Raise Hell for the Airhead soundtrack.
Yeah, so yeah, it was good. He did a good job. I don't mind it, but yeah, watching him, I'm like, boy, you're
sometimes there's cool people in a shitty band. I mean, fucking Wayne's and Severed Angel.
With
you
Lou.
know?
Yeah. And you can buy the new Severed Angel album at severedangel.com.
Plug.
I'm on the first album.
Yes, which again, thank you so much again for gracing us with your presence on that.
First and last.
I'm the first thing you hear on that. And when I did it, I go, I'm going to do such a shitty job. They'll never ask me to do this again.
And we haven't.
And they haven't. Mission accomplished. All right. Did we talk about everything?
Good enough.
I didn't get to say what I thought of it.
That's okay. What's next?
Okay, that's fine.
Hold on.
I just the one thing I wanted to say was I was just so happy to finally see Jakey Lee get his flowers from the fans and from the musicians.
Hey, I will tell you this now. Jakey Lee to me was the most important part of the whole day. Probably,
yes.
I mean, leading up to the show. I thought there were better performances, but that's not Jake's fault. Jake did fine. But my point with Jakey Lee, he was the most important member there. I mean, of course, Bob Daisley would be even more important.
Yeah.
See, Bob Daisley and Ronnie James Dio should have had big pictures on that stage the whole time. Because if it wasn't for Bob Daisley, I love Randy Rhoads. Don't get it twisted. But if it was Ozzy, Randy Rhoads, and not Bob Daisley, it wouldn't have been that awesome. Those bass lines, the lyrics. Bob Daisley's a fucking genius. And because of Bob Daisley, Ozzy had a fucking career. And because of Ronnie James Dio, Black Sabbath remained above water. Neither was mentioned. You know, people were going, Lee Kerslake. Yeah, of course Lee Kerslake. But come on, Bob Daisley. I mean, Lee Kerslake, I think, only wrote No Bo Movies. I could be wrong. I think that's the only co-wrote it, right? And he's amazing.
Yeah, but that's a terrible thing to say about Lee Kerslake.
We were having this discussion actually in a different chat, and it was pretty much an Ozzy-centric show, not a Sabbath-centric show, because then you would have had like all the like Sabbath members such as Neil Murray or Tony Martin, Dave Spitz. You know, you would have had them mentioned too, along with Ronnie, but they weren't. So obviously we knew where the bias was because they own 50% of the Black Sabbath trademark.
Exactly.
So,
and you never would have heard a horrible fucking song like Perry Mason or Cagney and Lacey, whatever the fuck.
Would have been cool to have heard The Shining. Where they would have, but
oh yeah,
it is what it is.
What's a better song, The Shining or Perry Mason?
Oh, The Shining by far.
I love Perry Mason, but Shining's better.
Thank you.
The one thing I want to say about Supergroup A, fuck Jack Black. That's it.
Okay, well, hold on. That's coming up next. Really? You're saying that? Okay. All right. So the next thing was a video that was shown after the supergroup that was Jack Black with like kids. And it was like Scott Ian's kid and Robert Trujillo's kid and a couple other people's kids. But it's basically Jack Black playing with fucking kids, doing Mr. Crowley. And this was one that I missed during the initial showing. And then I went back and watched it today, and I'm already, like, I'm geared up. I'm going to hate this shit, you know? I'm going to hate this shit. Because right now I'm pissed at Jack Black because he threw fucking Kyle under the bus. So he's a fucking cunt. Fuck him.
No shit. Big time.
You know? But I watched this. Holy fucking shit, was this good. Not only the performance of these little kids, but Jack Black's. I mean, you already know Jack Black can fucking sing. But Jack Black doing Mr. Crowley with these little fucking kids, something I'm so ready to fucking shit on, I could not shit on it. I thought it was fucking awesome. I thought it was a great little fucking interlude. What do you think, Ralph?
Well, I'm ashamed to say this, but I have to agree with Ian on this. Damn, there must be something wrong with my ears.
Yeah.
That
No, you
guitar
recognize the
solo.
talent of the kids. The kids were
Yeah.
It
great.
was good. It was good. I didn't mind it. I think not, like we said, he threw Kyle under the bus. They should have stopped making records after the third one. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
that
definitely.
apocalypto shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What
They
garbage.
just keep getting worse and worse.
I would have thrown myself under the bus if I released that shit. But yeah,
Morello's Kids, good.
yeah, it was good. I'm not, but I wouldn't put it on the level as, oh, this is mind blowing. It was decent. It wasn't bad. There's nothing bad I can say about it. But there's been other covers like
I thought he sang it well, and I thought the kids played well.
Ingve and Tim Ripper Owens did a better version of Mr. Crowley.
Oh, fuck Ingve.
Fuck you. Ingve Malmsteen is gone.
Swedish fucking piece of shit.
Ingve Malmsteen rules and you don't.
He sucks so bad he should be French. All right, so after Jack Black, you got Alice in Chains.
Another band I think should have been up higher on the bill. They should have been down solo.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you there. So they came out. Let me go back to the set list here. So they came out with Man in the Box. I thought it sounded great. And it just reminded me, like, God damn, do I still love this song? And does it hold up?
Yep.
And I love the current incarnation of Alice in Chains.
Glad to see Sean's back too.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
know.
heart scare.
I think, we're going to get into when he, suffered a little bit, I think, in the second song. But I think the band still sounds great. I think Will is a great frontman. It's so different from Lane, but at the same time fills that position, and I think fills it well. But goddamn, I love this song, and it rocked. Then we go into Wood. Oh my God. Okay, so you got the problems with the mic. You can tell there's the problems with Cantrell's mic, to do the harmonizing shit. But still, it's one of the greatest fucking songs of all time. Is Wood. I mean, goddamn, come on. That is fucking flawless. It sucks they had sound issues, but they didn't let it stop. They kept going. And then they go into Fairies Wear Boots. Rough start, but recovered really fucking quick. And I loved it. I thought they played the show perfect. It was awesome. What do you think, Lou?
Love Alice in Chains. It was great to see them open with Man in the Box. Hearing Wood made me. I'm a bigger fan of the song Wood than Man in the Box.
Hearing Wood gave him Wood.
That's one way to put it, I guess. If you want, Wayne, fine. Love their cover of Fairies Wear Boots. Really enjoyed it. Probably my favorite act on the bill so far. Flawless.
Yeah, I agree. Right, this is where I said, okay, now finally we got a good band on here that's played every song that they were doing was really good. The cover was really good. Their songs are really good. It's awesome live band.
I love them. I love that new singer, William DeVoe.
Sometimes he can have a Lane Staley type thing with his voice too. So if you're not like looking at it, you can kind of hear Lane Staley a little bit.
It's funny how we still call the new guy. He's been in the band like 20 years at this point.
Longer than Lane, probably, right?
Yeah, but it's like you're always going to be the new guy, But he holds his own. I think he's amazing.
Agreed.
He does need to cut the afro a little bit. I'll say that. He needs a little.
I don't mind the afro so much.
Jerry needs to throw him a couple bucks so he can get a haircut. But they were great. They were
put one of those picks in it.
I mean, I can imagine being at that show, suffering through all this crap. He suffered through all this crap. Then Alice in Chains comes out and does a set like that. Boy, that was welcomed.
Yep.
That was very welcome. They were great. I didn't notice the drummer's flubs, but I guess it doesn't matter. It was awesome. I thought Alice in Chains
The
gave
first band that had their shit together. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
solid fun performance for Alice in Chains.
Right on. All right. Well, next we go into Julia Gulia or Grajuli. I don't know how you pronounce this French.
Gojira.
Gojira.
Yeah.
All right. So
They're the
first
ones that
song
opened up
comes
for that
out.
gay Olympics, right?
Of course, I want to hate these motherfuckers because they're French, which means they're scum of the fucking earth. But the first song, I'm like, fuck it. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. I remember hanging out I think it was like Slayer's farewell tour. And I'm hanging out with my buddy Brett Bond. I'm name dropping here. His brother Kevin Bond is the guitar player in Superjoint.
Oh,
Ritual.
Superjoint. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And his father's James Bond.
Yes. So yeah,
007.
I don't know Kevin. I'm good friends with Brent. But anyway, we're sitting out there outside of Slater. He's like, dude, you need to go see Grajulia or whatever the fuck their name is. And they were playing like on a Wednesday. And I'm like, I'm not taking a day off of work to go see these motherfuckers. I'm like, I'm here for Slayer. He's like, no, check him out. I'm like, okay, whatever. He's a good dude, real good dude. So I heard the song and I'm like, it's all right. It's all right. It doesn't offend me, is the best thing I can say about it. It doesn't offend me. Maybe I need to check out, the original. So then we get to the second Julia Gulia song. Again, not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, maybe this is something I'm gonna check out. I need to stop putting this off and put it like on, okay, bands I'm gonna check out like tomorrow. Then they get into the third song. Never mind, fuck the fucking French. Fuck this fucking band with this fucking fucking opera fucking singer bitch. Apparently they won a Grammy for this shit, which will tell you all you need to know, that this shit sucks. Fucking horrible. Fucking horrible. And then they do Under the Sun, which the lead singer says like they don't know the fucking song. They just practice it, so be, nice to them and all this fucking bullshit. Which tells me you're not a fucking Black Sabbath fan, you son of a bitch. You fucking frog-eating, cheese-smelling fucking French cunt. Fuck you, you fucking Julia Gulia motherfucker. Get the fuck out. They fucked the song all up. It's fucking horrible. Fuck these French fucks. Fuck them hardcore up the fuking ass. Like they're
They've been announced on this that they were playing on the show for like a long time and they could not learn this song.
Hey, it seems like Joey Belladonna's French, right?
No, he's Indian, so you cry for him and you shut the fuck up.
He's a French Indian that won't learn a Black Sabbath song.
Oh, that's
invited to a Black Sabbath. You know who could have sang a Black Sabbath song? John Bush.
Well, better than Neil Turbin, I'll tell you that much.
Neil Turbin can do it too.
Nah, Neil Turbin can't do shit. That's why he works at fucking what's the not Denny's?
He
Waffle
makes,
House.
No, that's wrong. Neil Turbin makes corn dogs at Walt Disney World.
Well, then he could have a podcast.
Yeah. He can have the Seven Dust of podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, Julia Gulia sucked fucking ass, in my opinion. What do you think, Lou Mavs?
Don't like Gojira. I've tried so hard to like them. Again, another band like Halestorm, where it's like, oh, I have a bunch of friends that like them. I wanted to like them because the name Gojira is the actual kaiju name for Godzilla. So I was like, oh, well, that's a pretty cool name, Gojira. Let me check them out. Didn't like them. Not a fan of their performance. Now you telling me that they just learned Under the Sun, and I'm like, how do you botch the lyrics? Well, now I know why. So really,
well, yeah, I mean, if
didn't
you watch the
appreciate
video,
that.
he said it right before they did it.
I must have missed that part. So
It was fucking terrible.
yeah, not a fan.
Isn't this band named after the Mexican cheese? Is that what that is? Gojira? Gojita?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right now, Wayne. You
Yes?
ever call fucking Ralph that again, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah, man. Don't. You know, I always get confused with wetbacks. I'm a spick. There's a big difference. I'm a spick.
That's my goddamn co-host. You call him Mexican cheese again, and we're gonna have problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Wayne, it's not named after cheese. It's named
I
after
know.
a kaiju.
But it should have been because this band
power
sucks and
metal
that cheese is really
motherfucker.
good.
I love Mexicans, by the way. And
Wait, you like
they're-
Gojira, Wayne?
No.
Oh,
I-
come on, Ralph. Nobody loves Mexicans.
I love Mexican and I love their food. I love their food too. It goes right through you. I,
yeah,
I actually order water from fucking Mexico. 'Cause
Helps with digestion.
I buy it because fuck the stomach.
That's racist, Lou. You son of a bitch. Funny though.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, what was it? What was the band? Gojira. Yeah, fuck that
Yeah.
song.
Okay.
it's Gordita.
So,
Gordita, I think.
So we
it's
all
called.
agree
So-
no one likes Gojira here.
after Takiro,
Gojira fucking sucks.
after Takiro Taco Bell,
But people in the chat like them. So
Good for
we
them.
have what's called All Star 2 or All Star 2.1, which was a drum off. Kind
they
of
asked
pointless.
me to come in and do this, but I didn't have time.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
It's Symptom of the Universe with that fucking burn victim from Blink 182, who was I think Chad Smith, and was it Danny Carey? I'm not sure. Hold on, let me look this shit up.
Yeah, I think it
See
was
what-
Travis Barker, Chad Smith, and Danny Carey.
Yeah. Okay. So they all do like different parts of like doing the breakdown from fucking Symptom of the Universe. The one thing I will say, it did give me a little respect for that fucking horrible piece of shit Travis Barker, who should have died in that plane crash he got burned in. He drummed his ass off. Can't fucking lie. The motherfucker could beat the drums. Blink 182 could suck a dick. Not as hard as people who like Blink 182, because those motherfuckers suck a dick and choke on that shit, because that's horrible fucking music. But he's a good fucking drummer. You know, of course, everybody knows, okay, fucking Wayne. I mean, yeah, you're Polish, but you're a drummer. So, Danny, from Tool is an amazing drummer. Chad Smith is an amazing drummer. It was kind of a cool thing, but at the same time, like, I would have rather seen a band do Symptom of the Universe and sing it and do it right. But it was kind of a cool drum off. What did you think, Wayne, as a drummer?
I didn't see it. Another one I missed. The connection got lost again.
All right, go fuck yourself, Lou. What'd you think? Lou, what are you? A keyboard player? What do you do?
No, I'm the lead guitar player in Severed Angel.
Okay.
Not
All
anymore.
right, go ahead. What'd you think?
Well, anytime I get to see Danny Carey and Chad Smith drum, I'll stop what I'm doing and take a glimpse to watch it. So to see them together was great. And yeah, I mean, I'm not really a Blink 182 fan, but I think Travis Barker is a monster drummer. So to see the three of them on stage and work so well together, that was really cool. And for me to see Rudy Sarzo on stage with them on bass, I mean, for me, it was just so validating for Rudy, because he's one of my favorite bass players of all time.
All right. Well, I'm on there with Lou. Other than like, really, Rudy, your best bass player? I mean, he can lick.
No,
a
he's one of
bass
my
like
favorites. My favorite is Geezer of all time.
Yeah.
Rudy
Okay.
Sarzo is a monster bass player. Come on.
He has, but he needs to stop licking that shit. It's not a good look.
That's his
good look.
that's his shtick. That's his gimmick.
And if you notice, Rudy Sarzo was on stage longer than anybody the whole day. He was up there for 40 minutes.
You know who should have been there? Brad Gillis should have been up there.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been great.
For doing Symptom of the Universe.
Brad Gillis is a fucking beast. I'm sorry. Fuck it. I'm not sorry.
I
Love me some Brad Gillis.
love Brad Gillis.
All right. So anyway, that's like, depending on what website you go on, that's, All Stars Part 2 or Part 2, Part 1. Then you go into what's really considered All Stars point 2 or point 3. And this is where it gets like, wow, what the fuck did I just watch? Holy shit. This is something so bad, even Wayne can't say like, oh, this was good.
I know what you're talking about.
Holy fucking shit. Breaking the Law with fucking Billy Corgan. And, you know, KK's there. I think Nuno's there. I don't know. There's a lot of people there who probably shouldn't go to jail for this, but might because it was so fucking horrible. But Breaking the Law. Oh my God.
Why?
Breaking the Law.
Because KK was there.
It's not about KK.
Oh,
this is
I know that.
KK was the only saving grace. Holy shit, Billy Corgan singing it, and I don't hate the Smashing Pumpkins.
I like Smashing Pumpkins too. Yeah,
I like a few. I like a few songs here or there. I mean, and I hate to admit it, but they're a hometown band, and I always bitch about like, man, you know, I'm from the Chicago area, and all these shitty bands come from Chicago, like Smashing Pumpkins and Styx, and all these fucking horrible, fucking shitty bands.
Isn't Enough's Enough from Chicago too?
Yeah, and that's one of the good ones. That ought to tell you something. You know, Chicago's the best. That really ought to tell you something.
Cheap Trick's the best.
Well, they're from Rockford. I give them that. They're from Rockford, man. You know, that's like they're not from Miami Beach. They're from Hialeah. Okay, that's what Rockford is to Chicago. But anyway, Billy Corgan, oh my God, singing this song. It is the fucking worst. Like, you think you've seen some horrible shit watching this show, and then you see him singing this song, and I forget what point it is. There's one point in the song where he's like, it is so fucking bad. And he's out there looking like Uncle Fester in his priest outfit, which might work in a Smashing Pumpkins setting,
right?
You know, where he's doing this show, but he's just coming out there like, motherfuck your little boy, breaking the law. You know, oh my God, it was so fucking bad. It was so fucking. I'm watching it and I'm like. And I'm pissed, right? Because I know Sammy Hagar is coming up. And I'm like, I want Sammy Hagar to be the worst fucking moment of this day. And then fucking Billy Corgan comes out. I'm like, you motherfucker. You're fucking my plans all up. Like, God damn it. It was so bad. And then I'm sitting at home and I'm watching it on my fucking big screen. And I'm seeing Ralph fucking texting all this shit about fuck Billy Corgan. And I'm like, God damn it, this motherfucker cannot steal the day from Sammy Hagar. I want that shit to be the worst. But, it's fucking horrible.
It was very bad. Very bad.
And then he sings, what's the next song? Hold on, I got to see. This shit was so bad. I'm trying to wipe it.
Snowblind.
Snowblind. Oh, my God. Okay. So fucking Breaking the Law comes out. You think it can't get any worse. It can't get any worse. Then this fucking cue ball starts singing Snowblind. Holy fucking shit. The only thing that saves this song is KK Downing. Other than that, oh my God, this little fucking kitty fucker has no idea what song he's doing, where he's at. This shit is fucking horrible. It is so fucking bad. And again, I'm so fucking pissed. I'm like, fuck. Because Sammy Hagar is going to be up next, and it's going to look better compared to this. And then when I go on my diatribe on the fucking, internet, everybody's like, well, it wasn't as bad as fucking Billy Corgan. And then Sammy Hagar comes up. Holy fucking shit.
The King Jabroni.
He does Flying High again, and it's even fucking worse. Like, you hear the bass is like dunk, 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 and the guitar's like clank, clank, clank.
I don't know
It's
what the
like,
hell's going on there. I thought maybe
oh
my sound was going out during that, and no.
it's like, have you ever seen those videos on YouTube? They're amazing. Where it's like, it's like there's the one where it's Kiss doing Sure Knows Something and fucking Wasp doing Wild Child, where it's like, when they play the guitar, it's like cling, cling, cling. It's like so.
Oh, the Shreds videos.
Yeah, the Shreds of it. It's just like that. But this shit's real. So fucking Sammy Hagar's out there, and it's like clang, clang, ding, ding, ding. It's so fucking horrible while he's doing Flying High again. And then that song's over. You think it can't get any worse? He's like, oh, back to the beginning. Let's talk to the beginning of my career. I started out my career with Montrose, and here's the first song I wrote called Rock Candy. And it's like,
I don't even think anyone in the audience cared.
No.
yeah, no. You look at the audience, and he's like, oh, hey, people. It's like, no, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody likes the first fucking Montrose album. That is the biggest facade in the music industry, is like people care about the first Montrose album. The second biggest facade is, oh, Strangers in the Night is the greatest live the greatest live album that nobody's bought. Nobody cares. And nobody cares about fucking Montrose. And this motherfucker's like, oh, rock. More people cared about fucking Bullet Boys doing Rock Candy on the fucking Wayne's World soundtrack than this shit. It was so fucking horrible. But it just filled me with joy, because I have physical evidence of how shitty this guy is. But there's nothing better. There's no better meme than I can put up than the intro to fucking Flying High Again by Sammy Hagar. There's nothing I could come up with. I couldn't invent something that sounds as shitty and that is real and looks good. So anytime oh, David Lee Roth doesn't have it anymore. I'm like, oh, really? Watch this, nigga. I'm sorry. It's like, God damn, this shit is so
It's okay, Lou.
bad.
He said it with an A, not a hard R.
It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. I'm black, so I can say whatever the fuck I want.
I was because I was working, so I was listening to it, so I really didn't get to watch it. Once in a while I would look to see what people were doing, and when that song came on and I heard them, they were all off from each other. I'm like, I gotta see what the hell's going on here. And then I look, and they all kind of look like, what the hell's going on? When Vernon Reid was on there, and he kind of looked like he didn't know where he was. I'm like, what is going on? I'm thinking maybe I don't know, he's got some kind of connection.
He was probably invited by Nuno is what I'm thinking.
But he didn't even do a solo, did he?
No, not one. He pretty much stayed on rhythm guitar the entire time.
He tried to play at the beginning of the song, and it was horrible. But that's the one thing I will say, though, and I hate to admit this, but I'll admit when I'm wrong. Nuno was the saving grace on a lot of these songs.
Amen to that. Yeah.
He's a good guitar player. He's another one that's in this show, that's in a band where that sucks, and he's the best thing about it. You know?
I'm not a Nuno fan. I hate Extreme.
Yeah,
seen him live and all this shit, but you gotta call it like I saw it. Nuno saved a lot of these motherfuckers, and to a degree, even Jakey Lee. And that breaks my heart to say that.
Well, Jake has carpal. Sorry, Ian, go ahead.
No. I mean, motherfucker just got shot. I mean, there's issues. I'm not saying Nuno's or Jake's incapacitated, but I'm saying Jakey Lee covered for a lot of motherfuckers on these all-star things. And I hate this motherfucking Portuguese motherfucker. But goddamn, he can play.
It's all racism tonight.
How does Sammy fit? Like we said, Vernon Reid, how does he fit in? But where the hell does Sammy Hagar fit in with Black Sabbath?
He doesn't.
I never heard him once.
Well, he's
Ozzy.
white trash. He's white trash. So
you know something about Sammy Hagar though? He didn't like Van Halen either before he was in Van Halen.
True.
And also he's carrying the tradition of ruining a good band.
Well, It just so happens my holy trinity of guitar players is Iommi, Van Halen, and Rhodes. So the notes that I wrote for Sammy were this: fuck Sammy Hagar. Opa, there you go. Fuck Sammy Hagar for butchering Van Halen and Ozzy. You couldn't leave well enough alone burying Eddie. You had to bury Randy too. You ramen hair, tequila in one hand, dick in the other, rat bastard. Go fuck yourself.
Well said.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Lou, put your dick on the screen. I'll suck it. That was awesome.
That shit was poetry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I'm so proud that that's Wayne and I playing on that cover with you.
Yeah, that's right.
Very proud of that.
I wrote a song called Sammy Hagar Sucks. Hey, all right, here's where I'm gonna say something nice about Sammy. And I totally disagree with Ian with this. Sammy sucked. I mean, come on. The guy's consistent. You know it's gonna suck.
In other news, water's wet.
Yeah, it wasn't a surprise to me. But you know what was a surprise? As bad as Sammy Hagar was, Billy Corgan I thought was worse. I thought
Really?
Billy Corgan was worse.
It
Yeah,
might be cool.
him singing the lower register, it didn't fit the music, and his look was bizarre. It's like, you know,
He's not a front man like that where he gets up without a guitar. He needs something.
I'll say this. Corgan, that is the look. That is what he wears now when he plays with Smashing Pumpkins. So I'll give him that. And here's another thing.
Why are you giving him that, though? Wait. Why are you giving him that if he ain't playing with the Smashing Pumpkins?
No. I'll say, like, for you, for somebody who doesn't know, because you hate Smashing Pumpkins, you see him coming out like that, you think that's something special. No, this retard dresses like that when he plays with his own band.
I don't care.
But I will say this. Corgan, I believe this with all my heart. He actually likes Black Sabbath, even though he's fucking horrible.
So what?
Hagar, on the other hand, is even older than fucking Ozzy. So Black Sabbath has no influence on fucking Hagar. It was never like, oh yeah, I love Black Sabbath. There's nothing about fucking Black Sabbath that's related to him. Even Corgan was on the Iommi solo album in like 99. And actually,
who cares? Hey, if he's such a fucking Black Sabbath influence type guy, why did he suck so bad? You gonna blame that on Black Sabbath?
No.
I know the guy loves.
Sucks, but what I'm saying though,
the guy loves Cheap Trick too. He can love everything I love. He still sucks. I will say this: Brandon from Motley Crue, Read My Body from Kiss, Bang Bang You from Kiss. All three of those songs are better than 1979 from Smashing Pumpkins. By far. Only One Way to Rock is better than that fucking song.
All right. You've already put down 3 Kiss songs, so obviously you're not a Kiss fan. You son of a bitch. All right, what's next? Oh God, we're not even out of the fucking.
I thought that Sharon and Billy couldn't stand each other because didn't she actually manage the Pumpkins at one point?
For a hot second, and then it was over.
And then she dropped in because they said they were making her ill because Billy Corgan makes her sick.
Yeah.
So I guess times have changed.
The next song was "Bark at the Moon" with Papa from fucking another fucking
Ghost
shit band, Ghost. I thought it was very, very flat. Very flat. It's one of those.
He's a flat singer.
It sucks because you wanted to see fucking Jakey Lee play it, but even he said with like his, with the injury from the shooting, he's like, I don't think I can really nail it. So you got Nuno doing it, who can do it musically, but I thought vocally and everything, it was very flat, very just like there. There was nothing exciting about it. It was just like, okay, here's Bark at the Moon, but there was, nothing that made me excited. What do you think, Lou?
I think maybe he had some pre-show jitters. That's what I'm thinking because I've seen Ghost twice live and he always puts on a good show. So I'm willing to say that maybe it was jitters, maybe it was jet lag. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought the performance was really good. Um, I admit I'm biased because I love Ghost. And Ian, I'm sorry, I was under the impression you liked Ghost too.
No, I've seen them live, and I think they are fucking amazing live. Really good. But I thought this performance of Bark at the Moon was very like, just like
It's out of his
thrown out there.
It's out of his vocal range. He can't. This is not a song that he should
Yeah.
have sang.
Yeah, maybe if
Yeah.
they tuned down
No, I
a whole
agree with
step, it
that.
would have been better. But
Even
I
even when
agree
it
with
came
that.
out and he started like trying to get the audience to like get into it, they were just like, whatever, shut up and get on with it already.
Yeah.
well, he was because he
And
was
like-
still playing the role of Papa. If he came
Right.
out as Tobias, he probably just would have been like, "Fuck it, let's do it." And
Yeah,
but he was
they probably
playing
thought he
the
was
role.
like a one of those bitches from Sleep Token.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I thought he did an awesome job. I have no complaints about his performance of Bark at the Moon. I thought it was great. I think this new pop is the best one yet, visually. I love it. I
Well,
love
he,
that.
yeah, he feels less
Nobody cares.
constrained because he's not wearing makeup. It's just a
And
mask that he's
I
wearing.
love those fake rotten teeth in the videos. That shit's badass. I love it. I love it. And I thought it was a great performance. I thought he did well. I really love Tobias's voice.
I do too. I think
Great
it's-
voice. It's
As
just-
do I.
All right. Well, now we'll talk about some real star power. With the next one. Holy shit. I didn't see this one coming. I'm watching the video, and all I hear is this voice bitching, like, I can't hear my fucking mic. I can't hear my mic. What's going on with my mic? I can't hear a fucking thing. I can't hear. I'm like, fuck, is Route there? No. It was Steven Tyler. Holy shit. Steven Tyler came out this motherfucker. Now, I don't know, was he announced like earlier that he was coming out? I didn't know he was going to be there. I don't know.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't hear nothing about him being there. I was like, holy fuck, when I realized who it was. He comes out there and does Train Kept a Rolling. And, it's him, the other backup band, Andrew Watts there, who I have a love-hate relationship with. Very talented guitar player, shitty producer. Fucking Ron Wood from the Rolling Stones comes out. I'm like, holy I thought fucking he nailed it. I'm like, holy, this guy's retired. Steven Tyler sounded fucking amazing. The thing that shot this shit right in the fucking dick was Tom Morello. Holy fucking shit. When he grabs the guitar, he's like, it's like, what in the fuck are you doing? And then fucking goddamn Ronnie Wood's like, hold my beer, I've got a slide too. And he's like, fucking horrible. I love Ronnie Wood, but motherfucker, you are no Mick Taylor. He came out there. I thought like after Tom Morello did his, I'm like, okay, nothing could be worse than this. And then fucking Ron Wood's like, fuck you all. I mean, fucking horrible. Shouldn't take away from how amazing Steven Tyler was. He nailed it. But Ron Wood and fucking Tom Morello, dick straight up, dude. Fucking terrible. And I hate saying that about Ron Wood, but it was fucking horrible. But nothing was worse than fucking Tom Morello. That was the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, for a guitar player, and I'm like, get the fuck.
I never understood why people love him so much. And I'm a guitar player. Tom Morello does nothing for me.
There's some shit I don't mind that Tom does, like on studio, like, okay, that's kind of cool. But like live, I've seen him do something. I'm like, no, not even remotely. No, not even. No, nobody even cares your mom's white. That's terrible. That's terrible.
He sucks. Everything he's done. The only good thing he's ever done was fucking get Jakey Lee over there. That I'll give him. But yeah, I saw him like biting the guitar strings and doing his His guitar solos are like record scratching type shit.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, the body was much when he held it up and it said Sabbath rules. Like, okay, that's cool, but when he fucking like,
No, I mean,
I despise him more as a human being than a musician. Despise him.
he's
The dude needs to do what I did. Go spend 7 days in Cuba and then come here and tell me the United States sucks. Fuck him straight up the ass. Fuck capitalism, yet he signs to Epic Records, a capitalist record company making millions. Rage Against the Machine reunites, I think, for Coachella, and they were charging like $500 a ticket.
Yep.
Come on. Fuck Tom Morello up the ass.
No, that's why he tries like, oh, I'm half. That motherfucker's whiter than Wayne, and that's white.
He sucks. Rage Against the Machine sucks. There's nothing good about that guy. But he's even worse than as a human being. He's a complete jack-off. And it boggles my mind how people can be this way. And even more mind-boggling that people agree with his hypocrisy. It's fucking unbelievable.
Well, that's why.
And then, wait, Ian. And as you were saying, well, Billy Corgan, Black Sabbath. Hey, Black Sabbath has a lot to do with Tom Morello as well. All right? So don't you be a Tom Morello hypocrite and admit it. If you are influenced by Black Sabbath, it don't mean shit. It don't mean shit when you're Billy Corgan and Tom Morello. Thank you. Once again, I bring logic.
Well, I'm just saying, Tom Morello likes Black Sabbath because they're called Black Sabbath. If they were called White Sabbath, he'd say they suck.
Well, that's true. He also hates the white people.
That's true. Except for Wayne. He loves Wayne for whatever reason.
But that album cover, what was that album cover where they had like a little white kid, like Evil Empire?
Evil Empire, yeah.
Fuck, I'd like to get that album and shove it up his ass sideways.
Horrible
band. Full on parade.
Even more reason to hate Tom Morello. He's friends with Eddie Trunk. I rest my case.
There you go. And Sammy Hagar. He had something to do with Sammy being there, I'm sure.
No, Sharon blocked him on X, so she wants nothing to do with Eddie Trunk at all.
All right.
I'm talking about Sammy Hagar.
Oh.
Well, after that, Steven stayed out there and they did Walk This Way and Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin. I thought it was fucking awesome.
The whole time Steven Tyler was up there was the second best part of the whole show.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I want to say, and I'm going to bring up Paul Stanley of Kith right now, because he had the audacity to mock Steven Tyler's vocals. I admit I'm a bigger Kiss fan than I ever was an Aerosmith fan, but Steve still sounds good today as a singer, as opposed to Paul Stanley, who started losing his voice back in 2009. Hey, don't be afraid of facts. Embrace them. And Tom Morello still sucks.
There was an interview with Paul Stanley where he said he's talking about how, hey, you're not going to hear me sound like Kiss Alive. I mean, it's been many years, I'm up there in years. It happens to all of us. And the interviewer says to him, well, what about Steven Tyler? And he goes, next question.
Yeah, that was his interview with Richard Marx, another guy I can't stand.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's proven wrong. Steven Tyler is as old as you. Robin Zander, Glenn Hughes, they all. And I'm not slamming Paul Stanley because his voice is gone, because it does happen to most people. But by you making an excuse that everybody your age, their voice is gone, get the fuck out of here. And
Steven Tyler's older than Ozzy.
He hates Steven Tyler. Paul Stanley.
Yeah, all because of some beef that happened in the 2003 tour.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Facts are facts.
Lou hates Steven Tyler because he knows that Rockin' a Hard Place is better than The Elder.
No, I never said I hated Aerosmith. I just said I was a bigger Kiss fan.
I think The Elder's better.
Oh, God.
Rockin' a Hard Place side 1 is great. Side 2 sucks ass. Side 2 is kind of like Rival Sons.
All right. Well, while we're
Or
talking
Halestorm.
about
Yeah.
while we're talking about horse shit, let's go to the next band, Pantera. Holy fuck, was this a heartbreaker? God damn. Pantera, as it's called now, comes out. And I've seen plenty of footage of, this Pantera mock, whatever the fuck it is. That was much better than what I saw today. Holy fuck. This broke my fucking heart. I mean, this was really like sad. I got a feeling something's going on behind the scenes because they all looked angry other than Phil. Phil looked like he's just doing Phil, but the rest of the band looked like fucking angry or not present. That was the worst fucking Cowboys from Hell I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Started, man. That was terrible.
It was like dunka 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 dunka. It's like, and you can't blame it on those horrible fucking Zakk Wylde, like, it was just like he's not even fucking trying.
No.
It was fucking horrible.
And the guitar sound ain't there either. He's using it does not work. It's not.
He
the
still
right
sounds like
sound.
Zakk.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's still got the Univox pedal going on.
It didn't even sound like Zakk. It was so. That's how bad it was. It didn't even sound like Zakk Wylde. Like, I love Zakk Wylde to an extent and in his element, but this was like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like dunka 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 dunk dunka 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 dunk. This, I'm sorry, motherfuckers. I've seen Pantera I don't know how many times. This shit was fucking retarded. And this motherfucker wasn't smiling. He wasn't doing anything. It was fucking horrible. Horrible. And it blew my mind. Like I don't want motherfuckers seeing this shit and thinking that's Pantera. Because that's not the shit I grew up seeing. It was fucking horrible. And then we got Walk. Oh my God. Fucking Walk Away. Go on, boy. Holy shit. Not my fucking Pantera. It was so bad. And it's blowing my mind. Like, how could they fuck this up at a show like this?
And they've been playing this shit for so
much.
long now, too. They should not have any issues.
Yeah. No, it was fucking ridiculous. And then they do fucking Planet Caravan. Not bad. All right. Definitely better than the last two songs.
Yeah.
And then they go into Electric Funeral, which I'm sorry. You know what? Fuck you, Lou Mavs. I'm not sorry. Fucking Rival Sons did this shit better than fucking Pantera. I think the guitar player from Rival Sons had a better guitar tone and sounded more faithful to Tony Iommi than fucking Zakk Wylde. And that's ridiculous. It's like, how did this fucking happen? But when I watched Rival Sons, I was like, okay, sounds like bad company. And then they played fucking Electric Funeral. I was like, damn, he nailed Iommi's sound. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And then you see Pantera, who at this point now, it's the first like song that somebody else did. Of course, Phil sang it better, but I think Rival Sons did it better. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want my grandkids to see this shit and think that's what Pantera is, because I was there. I was there in the fucking pits. This was not Pantera. This was fucking horrible. It was the biggest disappointment. Even though there was other bands that sucked worse on this show, Pantera was the biggest disappointment because I expected way better. What do you think, Ralph?
I think the only problem with Pantera was Zach Wild. I thought he sucked. You see, Zach Wild is great, but he's no Dimebag. And I've noticed this when I actually saw Pantera for free, like a year or two ago. He was doing Zach Wild. You don't do Zach Wild when you're trying to do Dimebag. Dimebag and dude, maybe to a lesser extent, but Charlie ain't no Vinny either. There was some certain type of lock that Vinny and Dime had that can't be replicated. It just can't. Those two locked together so hardcore. It was shut like a lock, hard as a rock. It was fucking awesome. And watching this performance, I'm thinking, man, Zach just ain't the guy for this. Zach is only in Pantera because of his name and he was friends with Dime. So I'll tell you what I did. After I saw Pantera, I came home and I was curious. I said, can anybody play like Dime? So I went on YouTube looking for guitar players playing.
Plenty of people.
There's plenty of people, but there was one that blew me away more than all of them. Way better than Zach. And it was a chick.
Kayla Kent.
I don't know her name. This girl does Domination on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Holy fuck. That was Dime. That was a Dime. She played just like fucking Dime.
Oh, I saw the same thing. There's a guy that could do fucking Eddie. That, like, you know, Sammy does that horrible tour he did. There's a guy that does fucking Eddie, like, spot on. You know, I'm like, get this motherfucker, you know? Fuck Joe Satriani. Suck a dick, Joe Satriani.
Joe Satriani bores the shit out of me. I've been to a lot of those G3 shows, and he always signs them. Man, like I think it was like the last two I went to, I didn't even stick around anymore. The guy's, hey, he's talented, he's a great guitar player, and he's somebody for guitar players. I'm not a guitar player. So, but you know, I know non-guitar player. I own Surfing with the Alien. It's all right. It's all right. It's no Gary Moore. It's no Michael Schenker to me. It's all right.
No, you know? It's like Yngwie. Yngwie can suck a dick straight up. He's got all this talent in the world, but write a song, can't do it. You know.
I disagree. I think some of Yngwie's early shit is some of the most innovative guitar player. To me, Jimi Hendrix, Eddie Van Halen, and Yngwie J. Malmsteen. Those are the three game changers. No other guitar players. You can find guitar players better or anything, but as far as changing the landscape of guitars, Yngwie was the last to do it.
Oh,
incredible!
I'd put Dimebag way above Yngwie,
but he didn't have that. See, Dimebag came out later in the game where guitar players were dying out. He entered when new metal didn't have guitar solos type thing.
Still, I'd put Dime way above Yngwie.
Ian, you were in your diapers. You don't know the impact Yngwie had back then at all. You don't know. It was mind-blowing what he did in Alcatraz, what he did on Marching Out. Everybody and their mom was into Yngwie Malmsteen during that time. And it really it just exploded everything.
Best thing Yngwie ever did was Trilogy.
Dimebag is a better guitar player than Yngwie, if you ask me. But he didn't game change like Yngwie. He just didn't. I wouldn't put as the top three, but as far as influence, Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley, like it or not, Ace Frehley influenced Dime. You know? So Ace Frehley is probably the most influential, along with Eddie Van Halen.
You mean Steve Brown?
No, but Ralph, you make a point, because honestly, if it wasn't for Yngwie, you wouldn't have had the eruption in the 80s of Shrapnel Records, where you had guys like Paul Gilbert and Tony McAlpine and Greg Howe, Joey Tafola, you know what I mean? Chris and Pelletieri.
And nobody gives a fuck about those guys compared to fucking Dimebag.
Yeah, but what did Dimebag influence? What did Dimebag influence? Corn and shit like that? Give me a break. Give me a break. Dimebag influenced Crazy Town. All right?
I wouldn't say that.
Come, my lady.
Yeah, I'll
Come,
say
come,
it.
my lady.
I'll say it. It's all fucking down-tuned shit that Pantera first did. They took that element of Pantera and added rap to it.
Well,
Pantera, the breakdowns, all that shit. Pantera is what invented that shit.
oh, I guess the difference is Dimebag can actually play the guitar and play it
Yeah,
well.
but this is my equation of Pantera. Pantera is like Van Halen. Amazing bands that influence shit. Van Halen influenced a bunch of crappy bands, and so did Pantera.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
But that's my opinion. Like there was no more. Like compared to Van Halen, the next influential band was Pantera.
Yeah, they were, but I'm telling you, it didn't have the same impact. It just didn't. I mean, it did have an impact for the worse because Pantera was very influential to nu metal. Very influential.
Oh yeah, but all they could do is the breakdown. They couldn't do the solos.
Still, it was Pantera that influenced it. You know? So there you go. Like you said, oh, well, at least this dude was, Billy Corgan was influenced by Black Sabbath. Well, nu metal was influenced by Pantera. Give me a break. Who gives a fuck about influence? If you don't execute it well, who cares if you were influenced by that?
Well,
They're still talking
you
about
need to-
Pantera, Wayne.
You need to stop saying that shit about Severed Angel because Wayne's back now.
Severed Angel's good. They're great and all. I wish I could badmouth them since they're here, but it's some good shit, man. I have all 3 records.
And you can go to
Thank you.
7angel.com to get the new album. And Lou,
Shill, baby, shill.
where's the CD? You're supposed to take the CD.
Oh, yeah. Shameless plug, shameless plug, shameless plug.
7angel.com.
Good shit.
All right. So Pantera fucked up their own songs, and then they go to Planet Caravan, which not bad,
Said this
not
already.
bad. Oh, okay.
I thought that was the worst part was Planet Caravan.
Really? Okay, I thought it was better than the first 2
They
songs.
did the cover songs better than their own songs, basically.
But
So
then
the-
they did Electric Funeral, and
This is
much
where he
as
told me
it's-
to go fuck myself.
Yeah. This is where it pains me to say this. I think Rival Sons, a band who's 1,000 times worse,
You
than
already said
Pantera.
this, Ian. Ian, you're
Yeah.
already repeating yourself again.
All right, well, Rival Sons did it better. All right.
This is,
What do you
man,
guys
I'm telling you, man, back in the day, it was hell editing this shit because of Ian repeating himself over and over and over.
All right, well, what do you guys
And
think?
we'll do it live. Wayne, you first.
Pantera
What?
was nothing special. Yes, I think it was disappointing. And I thought Planet Caravan was the worst part. And here's the thing about Planet Caravan, though. I love their version, but really, is it really any different?
Not one bit.
I love cover songs that they make it their own. Like my favorite cover song of all time is Satisfaction by Devo. Jimi Hendrix, All Along the Watchtower. They made it their own. Heaven with Knocking on Heaven's Door. All these, but them doing Planet Caravan sounds like Planet Caravan. There's nothing special about it. But the version that's on Far Beyond Driven, my favorite Pantera album, it's a much welcome song to end the album because it's just pure brutality. And then,
Well, it's not the end of the album; it's in the middle.
no, it's not. Planet
No,
Caravan.
it is. It is the end of the album, unless you have the special edition, which has their cover of Poison Ideas, the badge.
No,
But yeah, Planet Caravan does close it.
yeah,
Okay.
Caravan's the last song on it. But but I won't go as far to say, oh fuck, because fucking Mastodon and fucking Halestorm, and I don't care how Pantera was, it was better than Rival Son, easily. And their version of Electric Funeral was easily better than Rival Son version. That shit was terrible. That shit sucked monkey balls. What do you think, Lou?
I didn't want to give Pantera as they are now a chance because I thought without Dime and Vinny,
Wait,
it wasn't
I
Pantera.
hate to cut you off, Lee. Just so everybody out there knows, I'm going to be standing right here. I'm going to be off camera, but I'm still part of the conversation. Continue, Lou.
And they were opening for Metallica. One of my best friends, his favorite band is Metallica. He wanted to go see them at MetLife Stadium in Jersey, and he asked me if I wanted to go with them. I said I'd rather go the Friday night with you because I don't really care for Ice Nine Kills. So I went, saw Mammoth WVH, great show. I was like, okay, I hope Pantera doesn't disappoint. Pantera in their current incarnation doesn't disappoint me. I thought they were great. I said, but this can't last long because eventually Zach's going to start to play like Zach. And that's what happened. That being said, I thought the rhythm section was great. I thought Phil, even with his limitations, being only able to sing in a low register, I enjoyed his vocals. Zach was probably the weakest link in the entire band. But for what it's worth, I enjoyed the performance. But it can't last that much longer. It can't. You're touring on the same set list that you've been doing now for 3 years.
Yeah, they're
It
like
can't-
Guns N' Roses.
I haven't seen it, and I don't plan on it. Go ahead, Wayne.
They were okay. Like I said before, the guitar tone just did not work here, and the cover songs were good. I like those. Better than Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
Suck ass.
You know, actually, I will say Billy Corgan was the worst part of the whole day.
I think he might have been, honestly.
And
Yes.
it's not my
Oh
fault.
no,
It's
Sammy
not-
was so much worse.
Sammy was worse, but
No, I don't think it was
Billy
worse.
Corgan
And
doing-
I'm not being biased because shit, I'm saying Sammy Hagar was better. I'm saying the singer of Disturbed was good. And I hate that crap.
yeah,
Billy Corgan sucks. He just sucks.
shouldn't have done.
But
He
I
shouldn't
will
have sang.
say,
He's a good guitar player, so he should have been playing guitar,
he's
not
a-
singing.
Wait. Billy Corgan's a good guitar player.
He actually is.
Well,
Yes.
That's a stupid. Have you ever heard Gary Moore? Have
Who?
you?
No,
Gary Moore.
never heard.
You've
of
never heard Gary Moore?
Well, there you go. You don't know what a
Dude,
good player
he's
is.
on our favorite Thin Lizzy record.
I'm lying, Lou.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
All right. Well, let's go to a good fucking metal band. The next band is Tool.
Wang Chung.
Oh God.
Tool. Tool open up with 42 and 6 or whatever the fuck it is. I thought it sounded fucking amazing. I thought they sounded, and for me, it was like a point where like, wow, here's a band that doesn't sound like they're playing at a festival, and like they don't know what shit's tuned and what shit. This shit sounded fucking professional. Tool came in, fucking kicked ass. I love this song, from the second album. Then they go into Hands of Doom, which, like, wow. Could you pick a better song for Tool to do than Hands of Doom? I think
I could
suited
pick
them.
better. I could pick a better song.
All right. See,
They
you're not even
should've
on
done-
camera.
they
You're not even
should've-
on camera.
They should have done fucking Rock and Roll Doctor or She's Gone.
All right. So, I think they did a song they were very well suited for, and then they closed out with an enema or anemia, whatever the fuck you call it. Fucking loved it. I thought Tool sounded fucking amazing. What'd you think, Wayne Noon?
Tool sounded like Tool. Boring.
Boring.
Oh,
Boring.
come on, Wayne.
Oh, fucking Ian thinks boring is kick ass.
I like Tool. I
And
actually
no,
like Tool,
Look.
but I will never
hate-
go to a live Tool.
I hate Tool. But you know what I love about them? Their fucking first EP. Opioid, whatever it's called. I own that shit. I love that EP they released. I think it's phenomenal. After that, with Undertow and all that shit, look, suck on these right here. Suck on this belly button dick. You're gonna have to really suck hard to get to the dick.
All right, Lou, what'd you think?
Here, I'm gonna show you my dick. Look right there.
No.
That's my dick right there.
Hey, you're not supposed to be smoking.
My second favorite band of the night after Alice in
Smoking
Chains.
dicks.
I would.
Go ahead,
Right.
Lou. Spit it out. Spit that cock out your mouth.
Actually, my second favorite band of the lineup after Alice in Chains. I was not disappointed one bit with Tool. I'm a fan. I can't help it.
Fucking A, right.
I like them
Fucking
too.
A, right.
I
Don't
just
be ashamed.
they're just boring live.
I saw,
Boring band.
I
mean,
saw
you know what it is? When I see them live, it's not for the visual, it's for
Musicianship.
thank
It is
you,
for the
Ian.
visual because there is visuals going on where they're
that
playing
drummer
live.
sucked.
Nah, he's a good drummer.
He sucks.
I mean,
He plays the same beats in every single song, though. I will say that.
what?
He plays the same shit in every
Wayne.
song. Everything is a tribal drum beat in every song. It is, Lou. Please.
Wayne, everything you play in fucking power metal is virgin shit.
No,
I don't even know how to
your
play
audience.
drums. I don't know how to play.
In Wayne's defense, he drums. He's the perfect drummer for Severed Angel. So
I should be in
beat
Tool.
it.
if you were in Tool, I think you would make everything like a gallop.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work.
No.
You'd make everything sound like Manowar.
No,
I was upset
didn't say
that Taylor Swift wasn't in this show.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she should have been on this thing at some point.
Hey, she would have been better than Billy Corgan, that's for sure.
Well, when Ralph's got a point, he's got a point.
Well, she would have been better to look at.
She probably would have sang that a lot better. Who's next? What's next?
All right. Well, fucking at least Lou's got the balls to say Tool kicked ass.
Oh yeah. It takes balls to say that boredom kicks ass.
All right. Well, after fucking Tool was the band that, like, if you don't agree this was the best band on the day, then I got a big old ding dong for you to fucking smooch on.
A lot of ding dongs on
Fucking
the show.
Slayer. Holy shit. Slayer comes out, does Disciple, fucking Slayer, crowd goes goddamn wild. This is the first time you see the crowd go fucking absolutely batshit. Yes, because it's fucking Slayer. Then the next song, what do we got here? Let me look here in the set list. Okay, War Ensemble. Holy goddamn, does Slayer rule? Fucking Metallica doesn't stand a fucking chance. I knew it. I knew it when I saw this shit. Like, they don't stand a fucking, those fucking millionaires out there fucking doing their auto-tune fucking bullshit. Like, no, they're fucking done. And then, wow, holy fuck, this is the first point in the show where it really like blows my mind. Like, wow, I can't believe this. Slayer does Wicked World by Sabbath.
And do it well.
Oh, did they? And it didn't sound like fucking Slayer. I've never heard Slayer sound this stripped down and this like fucking like groove oriented and fucking like, I mean, they did it like it was fucking Sabbath. It was fucking amazing. And then they go into South of Heaven. And that's like fucking, okay, here we go. Slayer, South of Heaven. Fucking amazing. And then they go back into fucking Wicked World. Holy shit. And then they go into Rain and Blood. You know, what I write here? I can't even read my writing. But you know, the crowd goes fucking crazy. Look at those fucking pits. Everybody's excited. It's fucking Slayer. Holy fucking shit. And then they go from Rain and Blood to Angel of Death. That scream at the beginning that fucking Tom does, like, oh, he's still got it.
Yeah.
He's still got it. He does that, and the whole place erupts, you know, and the whole show is taken to another fucking level. I mean, this is fucking, now it's a fucking Slayer show. And it just annihilated everything that came before it. And you know pretty much everything that's going to come after it. It was fucking Slayer's show. They took it over. They did it. That's why they're 1,000 times better than Metallica. It's fucking Slayer. It was amazing.
Well,
what do you think, Wayne?
This restarted the show. This was like this. It was just awesome. It was Slayer being Slayer. You know, you couldn't expect anything less from them, and the whole entire set crowd was completely into it. It was awesome. I'm not a huge Slayer fan either, so I was really excited like to see them and listen to them, and then just hear how they were doing, and it was really good.
Well, tomorrow I'm going to the ear doctor because I thought they were the best band there.
Yeah, they honestly they really were.
Something very wrong with me. Or maybe Ian, did you go in the bathroom and use some Q-tips before Slayer came on? I think that's
I just went and played with myself. That's it.
Oh, you did the David Ellison. Hey,
Yeah.
let me Slayer.
Yeah.
And here's something about Wicked World, which by the way they killed it. But there's a connection with Sabbath there. Not only because they played Wicked World, but they did Wicked World like Live at Last. Because Wicked World and Live at Last, it goes into that song that was never released. That they
Sometimes I'm happy, that one.
Yeah, that's in the middle of it. Then they go back into Wicked World. That's exactly what Slayer did. They did the Wicked World like Sabbath did. Then they went into South of Heaven and holy fuck. Call me crazy, but that's even better than Sometimes I'm Happy. That was a better live performance of Wicked World than the incredible live performance on Live at Last. That fucking blew my mind. I was
yeah.
After that, I was like, oh my God, this just can't be topped. And
I love that. And I was watching that, because we're all watching. And that was the cool thing we haven't, brought up is, a lot of us were watching this shit online, thanks to Gail and everything. We're doing all this shit, but we're talking to each other while it's going on. And I remember seeing Rouse post during Slayer. And I was like, I loved it because I knew he was feeling the same way I was, like, holy shit, this is next level shit. But I never in my wildest dreams thought that Slayer would play Wicked World, and then do it the way they did it, and then go into South of Heaven and then come back into it, and I remember vividly when Ralph texted, he's like, oh, let any band try to top this. And I was like, motherfucker's right, dude. Who in the fuck is going to do this? After all the fucking, we've seen some great shit. We've seen some mediocre shit. We've seen some, shit. But then you see fucking Slayer do this. It's like next level shit, Holy
I gotta say, Slayer doing Wicked World, to me, it's like, after the performance, I thought, Slayer never sounds like this.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I remembered during the Rain and Blood era, they did a version of In the God of Davida, and it didn't sound like Slayer.
Yeah,
they did a classic song, and they did it awesome. Their version, man, I saw people online saying that Slayer's version of In the God of Davida sucks. I'm saying fuck you and fuck Iron Butterfly. They did the best goddamn version of In the God of Davida, in my opinion. But Slayer is very capable of sounding like another band and kicking ass. And they proved it with Wicked World and In the God of Davida. Slayer should have done that. Because Slayer just, and I'm not complaining because I loved Repentless and Christ Illusion. My favorite of the later stuff is World Painted Blood. Diablos can kiss my ass. And I don't, Divine Intervention I used to hate. It's like, this is Slayer being Slayer. It's, for the sake of being Slayer. But no, I heard it like a couple months ago and I'm like, dude, that shit's good. And by the way, Tom Araya's shorter hair makes him look way sexier.
And man, just to see him work the fucking crowd, dude. I mean that crowd, beforehand, they're like, okay, yeah, Tom got that motherfucking crowd going. And those pits, there was nothing like the pits before Slayer.
You know what Slayer doesn't do? They don't cry for Indians.
No, they kill Indians.
Yeah, that's right.
I will give you that.
Yeah, I thought it was a perfect set from them.
Yeah.
And
they don't play power metal either. I'll tell you that much.
I really thought not having Dave or Jeff, rest in peace, in the band would hurt them. I think Paul and Gary have added to them. So, I think
I will say, I heard this like 2 or 3 months ago. Somebody told me Gary Holt wears a wig. I didn't know this, right? And I'm watching the show yesterday, and I'm like, it looks like Gary Holt went to Ace Frehley's wig maker because now it does look like a wig, you know?
yeah, but
I
he can
wouldn't
still
even.
play.
No, I'm just saying.
Eh,
It's just a little side note. But to me, dude, Jeff and Dave have to be there. But I'll accept it. I don't really accept it much without Dave, but you can't do nothing about Jeff Hanneman because according to Kerry King, Jeff Hanneman is worm food. And that Kerry King has said part of the reason uh, Slayer ended, which they're doing shows now, but they're not touring, is that Tom really took Jeff's death really hard, really hard. It really fucked him up, where it didn't really phase Kerry that much.
Carrie's not a very emotional person.
And
He's admitted that.
I was listening to what was the song? There was a song, "Criminally Insane," on my iPod Shuffle the other day. Man, people that say Kerry King's a bad guitar player, you guys are fixated with technicality. Kerry King is one of the greatest metal players ever. And it doesn't take Yngwie type playing. Yngwie can't pull it. Of course, Kerry can't pull Yngwie off. But Yngwie can't go in the studio and do something like Criminally Insane or the solo of Reborn. Come on. Kerry King is, I know he's a douche. And actually, I only met Kerry King because the other three members of Slayer, this is when they had, what was that drummer, John Detty or something like that?
John Detty, yeah.
I was actually at the premiere of the punk rock album, the covers album, which is
Undisputed Attitude.
Yeah, I like that album. Well, anyway, Rick Rubin was there, and I got a bootleg of it. And after the show, man, all three of them ran into the van, and Kerry came right up to us, and he was as cool as can be. So I can't say Kerry he's probably a dick for all I know. And I know he does a lot of interviews where he comes off as a dick. But I'll tell you, Jeff, Tom, and John, I don't know why he was running to the van. Nobody gave a fuck. But Kerry was cool. He signed my Rain and Blood CD. He was a nice guy, man.
I never thought Kerry was a dick. I always thought he just came off as stoic. That's his personality.
Yeah, but when he says in interviews, "Oh, Jeff's worm food," it's like, come on, dude. Why are you gonna say that?
That's the Slayer thing to say. That.
I mean, why you got to be Ian Wadley, Kerry?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm stoic. Wayne's a dick. I'm stoic. All
next?
right, well,
fuck Slayer. What's next?
All right, fucking after Slayer, holy shit! You think to yourself, how could it get any better than Slayer? Well, then they go to Fred Durst to do Changes. Holy fuck! Did any of you guys see this shit?
I got something good to say. I got something good to say about it.
Okay, go ahead, Ralph.
Billy Corgan and Sammy Hagar were worse.
All right, I'll give him that. Holy fuck, was it bad? It was so like.
Dude, Fred Durst doing Changes. You know exactly what's going to sound like. And by the way, Ian and I know two people that think Limp Bizkit did a better version than Behind Blue Eyes and The Who.
You actually know people who think that their version's better?
Two people. And one of those people, Lou, you'll love this one. One of those people say OU812 is better than Fair Warning.
And the other one is Wayne Newton.
No, it is not me. Definitely not me.
Oh, okay.
I think I have a feeling.
Ralph, you said the wrong thing to me, my friend. You said the wrong thing to me.
You're in a band with that motherfucker.
No, Fair Warning's my favorite Van Halen album. There's nothing better than that. OU812.
Yeah, I mean, God, that'd be the worst Hagar album.
All right, so after this, after that abomination, that followed up Slayer, we get the GNR, which is one where I'm like, oh God, really? Really? But you got to look at what's popular, what's all this. So GNR comes out and Axl opens up, which luckily it's a very stripped down version of GNR. There's no Dizzy Reed and the other 16 other keyboard players aren't there.
It was a 5-piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got Timu Izzy, you got the new drummer,
New drummer was great. That guy was great.
The other guy was better.
He's
really?
he's no Steven Adler, but
Adler's the best. Yeah, Adler's the best.
There's
but
nobody.
I'm saying technically, he was awesome. I don't know what he sounds like on record, but I thought he played great.
So you got the new drummer that comes out, and they play Axl's version of fucking "It's All Right," which I remember being all excited when the Guns N' Roses live album came out in the late 90s. And I'm like, oh my God, they do It's All Right. And it was fucking horrible. It was too sped up. It was fucking nasty. So what do they open up with? That same fucking version. I'm like, oh.
Well, let me say something, Ian. I agree with you 100%. It's not a good version. It's too sped up. But when I saw them in Orlando before that live album play that was a highlight for me. I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe he was doing It's All Right. It was a shitty version. I even thought live it wasn't good, but it was good that he played it, period. But go on.
No, I get you. And that's just a testament to how shitty a lot of Guns N' Roses shows were that would be a highlight.
Yeah.
But so he opens up with It's All Right, and again, it's like the sped up version, like, no, you're fucking it up, you're doing it wrong. Like, oh, like I'm already angry about Guns N' Roses being there. But I'm kind of excited seeing it's a stripped down version. So they do this song, but I'm still like, eh. And then they go into Holy Fuck, Never Say Die. And I'm like, this ain't so bad. But Axl sounds like shit. Axl sounds like Herbert the fucking pervert from fucking, Family Guy. He does. It sounds bad.
Totally exactly the same.
But the band sounds amazing. And I'm like, okay, I can deal with it because, the band sounds good. Yes, he sounds like horrible vocally, but it's kind of cool they picked fucking Never Say Die. Like, all right, I'm in. I'll deal with it however fucking Axl sounds. Then they go into the next song. Holy fuck. The one, I'm neck and neck. I'm going back and forth to this day. Like, I watched the whole concert again today before we recorded this. I cannot decide what was the best cover. Was it Slayer doing Wicked World? Or was it Guns N' Roses doing Junior's Eyes?
It's close.
When Junior's Eyes comes on, I'm like, holy... I'll never forget when fucking Zakk Wylde was doing one of his horrible fucking Black Label albums. He was covering Junior's Eyes. And I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. He did like the worst, like, acoustic fucking, it was fucking ridiculous.
I think it was a piano version.
Yeah. No. It was horrible. It was so far. Like, I thought Zakk was going to do a full on, like, oh, this is going to be amazing. It was horrible. Guns N' Roses comes out and does a very, very faithful rendition of Junior's Eyes and fucking nailed it. Even though, yes, Axl's vocals are very like, hey, I want to fuck you, little boy. Kind of Herbert the pervert, But still, I mean, musically, it was right on. Fucking Slash is playing a goddamn SG. That's the guitar that men play is an SG, just so y'all know. Faggots play an S Paul or what, Les Paul, whatever. Real men play in a fucking SG. It was fucking amazing. They came out fucking nailed it. Even though you got some, hey, my name's Axl Rose, and I'm singing, I'm singing, Junior's Eyes. You know, yeah, not the best, but musically it was fucking amazing. And then they go into goddamn fucking Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Yes, again, Axl sounds very fucking strained, but musically it sounds really fucking good. Really fucking awesome. And here's a band that I was like totally ready, like, okay, yeah, they're gonna suck. And they're being a highlight. You know, I'm like, God damn. They go from It's All Right to fucking Never Say Die to fucking Junior's Eyes, you know, to Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. I'm like, holy shit. Then they play Welcome to the Jungle and they play Paradise City, and I'm like, yeah, fuck this band. You know, this shit sounds like shit. You know, because then now no longer can I overlook Axl's horrible voice, you know, because I'm like, well, now you're just playing shitty Guns N' Roses songs, but, you know, at least it wasn't like shitty, you know, it wasn't Get in the Ring, you know, but it was like, yeah, I'm done. I'll overlook Axl's voice when you're playing these amazing deep tracks from Black Sabbath, but, you know. Not, you know, even Zero the Hero, I kind of close my eyes and I'm like, okay, they're just doing, you know, Paradise City is Zero the Hero with horrible lyrics, you know. But
come on,
you know,
I love Zero the Hero, but those lyrics are way worse. Down by the river where they eat raw liver.
I'll take that.
I love stupid lyrics, though. Don't get me wrong, but those. Ian Gillan's not really known as a good lyricist, like Space Trucking.
Yeah. Well, come on.
Huh?
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go
the
Space
lyrics,
Trucking.
like it's so 1973. Like, you know, it's like kind of like that T-shirt, "Keep on Trucking." It's like "Keep on Trucking" to a song. I love Space Trucking. I love that song, especially the 30-minute version on Made in Japan. But goddamn, those lyrics, they're hysterically bad. They fucking make Manowar go, hey, come on, man. Anyway, all right, are you done? Because I want to talk about Guns N' Roses.
Go ahead.
I have a different take on it than you do.
Okay, go ahead.
I thought Axl sounded great on the Sabbath. When he did. It's like his voice turned into Mickey Mouse on Welcome to the Jungle in Paradise City. I thought it was horrendous. The fucking there was a ear monitor problem I noticed at the end of Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Axl was singing out, not with the band. Now, he also did the same thing during Welcome to the Jungle. It was out of tune, so he must have had ear monitor problems. I thought his voice was very passable. Was it Ozzy? Fuck no. Nobody's as good as Ozzy when you sing Black Sabbath song. Ronnie James Dio, a far superior singer, proved that. Only Ozzy can do it. The Junior's Eyes, which, by the way, I was blown away. That is my favorite Sabbath song off of Never Say Die, by far. I was so blown away by that. I was like, what are they going to do next? Air dance? You know, I was just like, I was expecting unexpected, because Junior's Eyes was never played live. And by the way, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath was never played live as well back in the day. And when Ozzy did it on Speak of the Devil, they cut out, "Where did you come to?" That part is cut out. Guns N' Roses did the whole fucking song. And Axl sounded great. I don't see nothing wrong with... Now, yes, you can hear his voice is not as strong as it used to be. But I thought him singing the Ozzy songs was extremely passable. Junior's Eyes, by the way, the part where Ozzy goes, yeah, he does that, yeah. That I admit was a little rough for Axl. Axl couldn't nail it like Ozzy. But I have no complaints about Guns N' Roses at all. I love the band. Dude, the solo, the guitar solo that Slash did during Junior's Eyes, fuck, man. It had the Iommi vibe and sound, but he threw in a little rip in there. That shit was phenomenal. I'm telling you, that and Slayer to me were the highlights of the whole show. I loved it. But yeah, those two Guns N' Roses songs, dude, fucking Axel trying to go, knees. It's so sad how he does that now. It's like, nah, if anybody deserves a fucking backing track, it's fucking Axel, you know?
You know where you are!
Said it before and I'll say it again, but this is a new updated version of what I said. I thought the greatest thing Axel's ever done was AC/DC. I saw the show. It was the greatest thing I ever saw. Now I'll add the Sabbath performance and then Appetite for Destruction. Guns N' Roses is great, but they are no AC/DC or fucking Black Sabbath. I'm sorry with excuse me, which means I'm not really sorry. Fuck you. What do you think, Lou?
Music wise, top notch performances from the band. Vocal wise, I mean, you know, I mentioned Paul Stanley before and about how, you know, vocal ability fades over time. I'll give him a pass because I really loved that cover of Junior's Eyes. It was probably my favorite Sabbath cover so far of the evening. So, you know, major kudos to them for that.
Wayne?
I was really shocked at all the Sabbath songs that they played because all the other bands, you know, started with their own songs, and then hearing Guns N' Roses come out and playing Sabbath songs first, it was a shock. And they did pretty good, but Axel's voice is shot. It's done, you know. But music-wise, they were good. It was a good show. And I wish they didn't play Paradise City and Welcome to the Jungle. They could have played November Rain or something instead of not those two songs again.
Here's a funny sideways tidbit about the song Paradise City. I saw them play it for the very first time ever.
Really?
I didn't know this till like 2 years ago because I saw Guns N' Roses in October of 1985 at the Troubadour, and you know I saw it on some site going, this was the first night they ever played Paradise City, October 1985. I was like, holy shit, I was at that show. That show, I'll tell you two things about the impression I got. Well, the impression I got of Axl Rose the first time I saw him, and I'm telling you, man, the guy was a complete David Lee Roth clone. That's all I was looking at. I was like, this dude thinks he's David Lee Roth. And I remember Mama Ken. They played the Aerosmith song. I didn't know, and they could have played Welcome to the Jungle for all I know. Yeah, I know they played Paradise City. I don't remember none of that shit because I didn't know those songs. And that was my sideways tidbit. What's next? Yeah.
One question: was Tracy Gunn still in the band, or was the Slash replace him by that time?
And that I didn't know. And I asked Tracy Guns personally because I didn't know if that was Slash or Tracy Guns. When I met Tracy Guns back in the 80s, like on the first LA Guns tour, I said, I saw Guns N' Roses October of 1985. Were you in the band then? He goes, no, that was Slash. I was out in 84.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right. What's next, Ian?
I'll tell you what, I saw Severed Angel at a VFW in Indiana play Little Boys Tell Tall Tales for the first time.
You know, it took us a long time to learn that song.
It was fucked up because they got paid way less than Eddie and the Boozers that played the same venue.
I know. I mean, I'm not bitching about that. I mean, it's a good song, you know.
And all right, you can get the new Severed Angel album at severedangel.com.
Yeah.
Chilling.
All right, what's the next band?
All right, what's after fucking GNR? Oh, Metallica.
Ooh,
all right, so now,
they should have been the opening band.
Now Metallica's up. So these filthy rich millionaires get up there and they open up with Hole in the Sky. It's okay, but it's stock. Fucking stock. I don't know. There's something about this. It's not horrible, but it's just like I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm kind of like a bad person to judge this because I look at Metallica and I automatically think the fucking worst. But to my ears, it was just like it sounded like a cover band doing "Hole in the Sky." Nothing fucking special.
Speaking of that, another side note. You know it's a big ripoff of Hole in the Sky is 2x4 off of Load.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because I don't listen to that fucking bullshit.
I have
Next
to.
song.
I have to because I get paid for it.
Yeah. Next song. Creeping Death. I love this song. I love Creeping Death. I mean, holy shit. But again, something is off, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. You know, I want to like this shit more than I do. Um, then we go into For Whom the Bell Tolls. Again, love this song, but after Slayer, this just comes
Yeah.
off as like too safe. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you're playing a song I know and a song I love, but you don't have the intensity that fucking Slayer did.
Mm.
So then we go to the next song, which is odd cover, you know, fucking Johnny Blade. Leave it to Metallica to pick the worst song off of fucking Never Say Die
Oh, you're
to
crazy.
fucking cover.
It's,
Oh
it's,
my
it's,
god.
It's worse than Breakout.
Yes, yes. No, I Johnny Blade to me is the worst song
I
on
love that
fucking
song. I love that
yeah.
song.
Yeah. No, I'll always defend that. I know you hate Breakout. I fucking love it. To me, ever since I first heard it, Johnny Blade is the worst song on Never Say Die to me. And I still love that album. And I don't hate Johnny Blade like I hate like fucking Sammy Hagar or something like that. But to me, it's the worst fucking song. Like I would consider Johnny Blade like the fucking Doctor Rock or whatever. What's the fucking horrible song on?
Rock and Roll Doctor.
Yeah, Rock and Roll Doctor. To me, it would be the Rock and Roll Doctor of Never Say Die. To me, it's least favorite song by
Well,
fucking far.
at least you know it's passable to you. I mean that
Yeah.
at least really Never Say Die as a whole is passable to you. That's something that we connect in that not a lot of people see. You know,
Oh,
Black Sabbath is my favorite band, 70 Sabbath. And Never Say Die is probably down there with Technical Ecstasy is my least favorites. But
yeah.
oddly enough, I listen to Never Say Die more than any Black Sabbath album from any era. Never Say Die is the one I mostly put on. I do love
And and I would agree with you right there. I am the same way. I am weird like that. It is not my favorite album, but it's the one I listen to the most. And you know, I remember when I'm watching this shit and I'm watching your comments before you got cut off. You're like, let somebody play Air Dance and I'll fucking die. You know, that'll be the end. And I was the same way. I was like, please, please play Air Dance. I fucking love Air Dance. I'm like, to me, that's a fucking amazing song, an amazing anomaly in their career because it's so different but so awesome. And to me, it's still Sabbath, and I fucking love it.
and Don Airy rules on Air.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And Don Airey's somebody I go back and forth with. You know, some of his shit I really love, and other shit I'm like, eh. But no, that song's perfect. But like, I remember when you typed that and I saw it, I was like, amen, sister. You know, it's like if somebody does that, I'll fucking shit my britches. You know. But then we go after Johnny Blade and it's Battery, and you know, I don't know, not bad. I love this song. I thought Lars actually did pretty kind of good on these last couple songs. It's like, holy shit, does he have Parkinson's? You know, because he's like, you know, like on the beat and shit. But there's still something missing. I don't know what it is. And then the last song is Master Puppets, and it's kind of the same thing. I don't want to repeat myself, but it's like these are songs that I love, songs that I grew up on, that are part of my lexicon. But I don't. There's an urgency that's not there. It kind of seems like old millionaires up there playing music. Like to me, like we're gonna get into it, but to me, Sabbath had more oomph than Metallica. It just seemed like a band going through the motions. There's nothing horrible I could pick out, but it's just like, hey, here's a paycheck, even though they're not getting a paycheck. This was all like uh, like a fucking charity kind of thing, because you might not know this, but 4 out of 5 celebrities are stricken with Ozempic and Botox, So, all these funds are going to that. But Metallica just seemed to be like there and like showing up, and it's a charity gig. What do you guys think of Metallica's performance?
Well, I actually mirror a lot of what you said. They played the songs fine. I didn't see it as, oh, it's millionaires trying to do shit, because if you remember 2 or 3 years ago, I saw Metallica play nothing but stuff off
Oh
the
yeah.
first 2 albums. And you can see it on YouTube, even phone recording. They were amazing. And it's also amazing? Stupid story around it, but look at the footage of what was their movie? The movie they released, a
Through the
concert
Never.
Yeah.
through the never. Fuck! When they're playing songs that I like, because there's a lot of crappy songs on there. Lars to me, man, it's just I don't get it. Sure, he's not a Dave Lombardo or Bill Ward or technical, but then, well, I'm talking about, and I know now he gets sloppy, but I think Lars in the early days was extremely inventive with his limited ability as a drummer. He did shit back then that was just, it really was like, yeah, and talk about influence. Mike Portnoy said that was one of his biggest influences as a drummer, was that early Metallica shit. But I will say these performances of these Metallica songs were just, I don't know, maybe I've seen them too many times, but it didn't have the fire like in the movie, or like when I saw them play Creeping Death and at Hollywood. But I will say this: Metallica has not made a good cover song since Killing Time, in my opinion. Killing Time and So What. I think those are the two last good covers they did until Johnny Blade. That shit was amazing. And what was really amazing about their performance of Johnny Blade? The inventiveness of fucking Lars Ulrich. Because you know how Bill Ward comes into Johnny Blade with the insane drumming, that there's only one person that can do that, is Bill Ward. Well, maybe Ian too. But fucking Lars did this other thing that was still kind of like busy. And James sang it like James Hetfield. If he would have tried to sing it like Ozzy, it would have been a disaster. It was passable. It's no Ozzy. But I thought they did an amazing job. That to me was the highlight, surrounded by, wait, they did another, Hole in the Sky. I agree with you 100%. It wasn't horrible, but it was
stock, man.
Yeah, to me, it sounded like something they would have released on Garage Days. One of those covers. You know what I mean?
On Garage Days 3.
No, it was just called Garage Days, right? Or was it Garage Inc.?
There was
Garage
Garage Days revisited, and then there was that horrible shit in the 90s, like with Whiskey in the Jar.
Yeah, that reminds me of their version of Hole in the Sky. It sounded like it should have been on that album.
Right.
Oh my God, that version of Tuesday's Gone. Oh, man, I can't believe they recorded Tuesday Gone and said, go ahead, put it on the album. That was ridiculous. I mean, yeah, everything else too, but that one took the cake. And yes, I know a lot of people love the Merciful Fate medley. I didn't. I didn't like it. I do like the thought of them putting Satan's Fall, the original version, than the version that's on Melissa, with the little guitar thing. I like that, but that was it. That's the beginning of the song. I was like, well, that's cool they did that. And then they kept going. I was like, oh, come on, stop it.
The only thing I like about that is it made my son check out Merciful Fate, because Metallica did it. But then he's like, oh, Merciful Fate sucks. I'm like, this is a fail.
Yeah. But
what did you think, Lou?
Yeah, Lou, what'd you think?
Man, that Johnny Blade cover just floored me. Never Say Die is an album that I never had a love-hate relationship with. It's always an album I had a love relationship with because it was probably one of the first Sabbath cassettes I remember my brother having that I would listen to it religiously. And I grew to love a lot of those songs, and it saddens me that that album gets so overlooked. Being that, like Ralph, Black Sabbath is my favorite band of all time too, I can understand why, because going back when you listen to the first album or Master of Reality or my favorite Sabotage, it's like, oh, that's why it's overlooked, because these first 6 albums are just amazing. But to hear Metallica bring Johnny Blade to a stage like that, as a fan, I was very pleased. I heard them do Hole in the Sky at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony when Sabbath got inducted. At the time when that happened, when I was 25, I thought the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame meant something. Now I realize that it's ran by Jan Warner and Rolling Stone magazine. It doesn't mean anything to me. I enjoyed the cover then, but even I'm willing to admit they played it safe with that one. Johnny Blade made up for it. So, and of course, I mean, I'm tired of For Whom the Bell Tolls, but I'll never be tired of Creeping Death or Battery or even the song Master of Puppets. But Johnny Blade, what I thought was their best song that night. Wayne?
It's Metallica. That's it. Sound like Metallica. That's what we got.
All right. Who's next? Ozzy?
Ozzy was next.
Ozzy. All right. So Ozzy comes out there, and boy, this pisses me off. You got more fucking Ozzy solo songs than you got Sabbath songs. But I don't know if this is how it was planned, because I did see some stuff online that originally there was supposed to be one more Sabbath song that didn't get done because Ozzy was just like too spent. I don't know if that's true or not, but Ozzy comes out solo. Great lineup: Mike Inez, Tommy Clitoris, and of course Zach Wild does I Don't Know. I thought it was great. I thought Ozzy sounded as good as he could. To me, it's like it wasn't Ozzy like auto-tuned or anything like that, because if it was, it would have sounded better. But
yeah, I don't think there was any backing tracks or anything. It was just him singing.
Yeah. I thought it sounded good. Ozzy was tight. And then we go into Mr. Crowley, and poor Ozzy. Man, I just wanted to hug this motherfucker, because you see him trying to get out of his seat, and you would see this a lot during the night. Like, he's just not comfortable performing like that. He's Ozzy, he wants to do all this shit. I thought he sounded good, man. I loved it. I loved him doing Crowley. It's a classic. I loved it. Next song is Suicide Solution. Classic again. He gave it all he could, nothing to complain about, man. I thought again, he's got a great backing band. I think his voice sounded good, but this poor guy, he just couldn't do what he wanted to do. Then we go into Mama, I'm Coming Home. And this is the one a lot of people were like, okay, this is where I broke down. I started crying and, wah, wah, blah, blah, blah. I guess I'm the heartless bastard. I've never liked this song. Even when I kind of liked it, it lasted about like a month. And I'm like, eh. And I'm like, how can you do this song and not mention Lemmy? Lemmy wrote this motherfucker, you motherfucker. You know? But it was like a safe choice. It was. I tell you what, I would actually rather have seen Ozzy do "Goodbye to Romance" or even "So Tired" more than "Mom, I'm Coming Home." But at the same time, I get why he picked it. It was, a popular song for whatever reason, but it just doesn't grab me like it grabs everybody else. So while people were like, "Oh, this is when I broke down and started crying," I was like, whatever, fuck it. I started crying the minute I saw Ozzy trying to get out of the chair and he couldn't, not this fucking shit fucking song. Not a fan. And then he does Crazy Train, which is, obligatory. You have to do it. Again, I look at Crazy Train the way a lot of people look at like Rock and Roll All Night. Never, ever, ever need to fucking hear it again. But of course, it had to be performed. So, I can't hate on that. But it's like, for this song, it's like fucking heaven and hell shits all over fucking Blizzard of Oz. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But I don't know, was solid. Mr. Crowley was solid. Suicide Solution, but I would have rather heard like, fuck Ozzy's solo career. I would have rather heard like 10 more Sabbath songs, but that's me. Sabbath is 10 times better than Ozzy solo. What do you guys think?
I thought he did good.
I will say that Heaven and Hell does shit on Blizzard of Oz. And so does Mob Rules. But Diary of a Madman shits on all three of them. There you go. Anyway, I
agree.
It was awesome. And yeah, you are a heartless bastard, Ian. Because when he did Mama, I'm Coming Home, I broke down crying. But I broke down crying because he was doing that shitty song. Oh, God, I never... dude, I didn't go a month liking that shit. I went... How long is that song? 4 minutes? I went 4 minutes to realizing it sucked. I didn't listen to it and say, hey, that's good. And then the next month I'm like, hey, maybe I should stop drinking.
On a good note, though, that song did make Lemmy a lot of money in royalties. So
he said it made more than he did ever in Motorhead.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. Yeah. But, hey, I hate Hellraiser too, and let me help write that. I love Lemmy, but
It's better than Mama, I'm Coming Home.
it is, but that's like saying, that shit tastes horrible, but the other shit that has like, M&Ms in it is not as bad. It's still
Enough
shit.
about Guns N' Roses.
But anyway, it was great. I loved it. Ozzy, and you can tell, of course, he doesn't sound like young Ozzy, but he doesn't sound like Ozfest Ozzy either. He sounded better than many of the Ozfest songs I saw Ozzy do, where he just went up there and croaked. Thing about Ozzy, he yells too much in between songs, and he ruins his voice as he's on the tour. Because the best time I ever saw Ozzy Osbourne perform live was the first time I ever saw the original Black Sabbath, and it was the first show of the Ozfest tour. So Ozzy's voice was great. He was screaming a lot. I was like, oh, they're going to ruin it for future shows. Ozzy sounded better last night than he did on many of the Ozfest shows I saw. It wasn't perfect, but it was definitely an upgrade than a lot of other times I've seen Ozzy.
Let me ask you, did anybody other than me hear the story about they were supposed to end with Black Sabbath but didn't because of Ozzy's voice? Or
no, and I was wondering why they didn't play that song.
That would be the easiest song for him to sing out of all of them.
Yeah, well, no, I mean I saw somebody made a post about that it was supposed to go from Paranoid to excuse me, the Black Sabbath. But
They should have.
Ozzy had like blown himself out by then, and kind of like it was up to him to decide if they ended at Paranoid or if they did Black Sabbath.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
Because Paranoid is always the closer, and it would have been awesome if they opened with Black Sabbath. They did open with the Thunder and shit, and then the War Pigs. But it would have been cool if they did Black Sabbath, War Pigs. What was the other one?
NIB, and then Iron Man, and then Paranoid.
NIB was great because they let Geezer go up there and do that. Oh man, that was fucking awesome. Geezer doing that shit. And yeah, the elephant in the room, but dude, who gives a fuck? It's Mr. Oh wait, we're not talking about Sabbath yet. I'll talk about
somebody just jumped there. I don't know even how we got
there. Yeah, the Ozzy part was fucking awesome. I loved it. It. It was great. People are bashing. It's like, dude, not only was he an upgrade from fucking Ozfest in the 90s, but he did this shit on Parkinson's. Let's see Jay Fox try that.
He did good. You know, what do you expect from him with what he's got? And he's sitting down. It's not easy to sing sitting down. So he did good for what's going on with him. He did fine. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think it was good.
Same here. Same here. I mean, it was heartbreaking to see Ozzy in his current condition. You know, any disability, watching a loved one or someone you go through it is never easy. You know, I'm proud to say that my first concert ever was the original reunited Black Sabbath in '99 with Pantera opening up. So I got to see Ozzy when he was, you know, still able-bodied and running across the stage like a madman. And I've seen his solo acts a couple of times too. You know, he's brought so much joy to my life. I was like, you know what? Seeing him in the condition that he's going that he is right now, hearing him do the best that he can within his physical limitations, I was just like, you know what, Oz? No matter what, even for all your flaws, especially marrying Sharon, I love you. You know, like I was proud to call myself an Ozzy fan that night because
that's how I feel when I see Wayne drum. You know, it's like I know he has limited ability, and you know he's not going to be there for a long time. But I love him. I love Wayne Noon. I don't give a fuck what any people say. Wayne Noon is my friend, and I'm not afraid to admit that. God. Even with all the child molestation allegations, he is
God
my
on high.
friend. Yes.
I'm glad you're able to see through that.
I think Wayne is an incredible drummer, and because there's no other drummer out there that plays the drums with 3 sticks. He has 2 sticks in hand, and the other one's on his dick.
No, it's in my belly.
And that's why he got arrested for child diddling, because he played and he didn't know there were going to be little kids there.
I had no idea.
A dick in the drumstick.
Well, that's what I love. He's got 1 stick on the tom, 1 on the ride, and the other one's on a 12-year-old. You know, but it's all like
it's weird.
Yeah, but the 12-year-old walked into it.
Yeah. That kid was asking for YYZ. You know. But I'll tell you this. Just another thing before we get into Sabbath. I think one of the best things, though, and honestly, I'm being serious here, is all of us, all across the country and the world, we're watching the same concert and having an experience and having fun. And it was great that I know Rouse in Miami doing this shit, and Wayne's in protective custody for touching children, but we're all, and Lou, like, I know you haven't got caught, Lou, but they're coming after you. We're all watching the same show, and it felt special that, like, all these people, we're all watching this and we're all talking and we're making jokes but we're all part of this thing. It was really fucking amazing, and it was really made me feel good. And all of us, we're all old. Definitely, Wayne's old enough to know better that, those kids don't have a choice.
I should have been 4 hours ago.
Wayne, does this happen on a weekly basis?
Yeah.
I was probably just
Yeah. No, Wayne fucks kids on a weekly basis,
Oh, for
but
God's
this show
sakes.
happens a couple times a month.
I gotta do a disclaimer here. As you know, I don't say shit like this on my channel. Ian with the whole kitty diddling and all that shit. But if you do want to hear me say shit like that, check out the Rock and Metal Combat podcast, because I'm right there with Ian here with kitty diddling jokes.
And it just jokes people, so take it easy.
Yeah. Or take it in the ass like Wayne likes.
Jesus Christ.
But
I'm not Captain Howdy. Funked in the chat.
Yeah, you're a worse drummer than Joey Franco.
Ooh.
That was a guy from
drummer from
Love for Suckers.
Yeah.
That guy's a great drummer. Yes.
No. Anyway, seriously though, I'm joking, but no, seriously, it really was awesome to know that.
I gotta cut you off, Ian. This is what I love about Ian.
Okay.
Brings up Joey Franco out of nowhere. Some obscure drummer that played on a fucking Twisted album that nobody bought. Brings up Joey Franco.
I don't even think he played on it. They just used his name.
Joey the Seven Franco.
All right. Continue, Ian.
No, but no, seriously, it was one of those. I love that. And all this shit was made possible on our Facebook page, from somebody that lives in like fucking Transylvania. You know what I mean?
And he stayed there the whole entire time.
I know. Even when he
hear
turned it,
he turned the camera and he's popping beer cans and farting.
Yeah, he hit but that's the thing. It's like it brings people together from all across the fucking country. No matter what, all across the world.
It also shows the power of the Rock and Metal Combat Facebook page. I mean, these people in these groups that have been there for like 10 years now, they're so dedicated to us. When we went for the Podcast Kings tournament, they had their moms and sisters and brothers go. I mean, they went all out, I mean, and Ian will tell you, me and Ian went to Nashville 3 or 4 times for free because of them. They bought our plane tickets. They bought our hotels. They bought our drugs and hookers. It was amazing. We made a lot of fucking money. And I got to bring this up because this is just pure comedy. We raised enough money to fly in other podcasts to come to Nashville.
Yep.
And
true story.
Some of those podcasts that went for free because of me and Ian told Chris Cisnak, the owner of
organizer.
Dude, we're not coming next year if Ralph and Ian are there. They hated us so much, and we're the fuckers that got them there for free. And why don't they like us? Because we fucking say kitty diddly jokes.
Yeah. It's like everybody knows fucking Wayne likes kids. It's like I'm not the first motherfucker to release this shit on the internet.
And
like don't get mad at me because Lou knows this shit and he's a guitar player. Like to me, Lou is much worse than I am.
I'm an aider and a better.
and I will tell you the most ironic part of this whole thing. All those podcasts that said that to Chris that they don't want us there. The ironic part is every single one of them diddle kids.
Yeah.
Everyone. And their dads.
That's a lot of podcasts.
That's a lot of kitty diddling.
That's why we're the best.
Who ended this?
We are the best. Come on. We're the best podcast ever, bro. We are the #1 Kiss podcast. And
in the world.
In the world and in Swahili, we're the #1 Country Joe and the Fish podcast.
That is the funny thing though, that there's actually a fight now amongst podcasts. Who is the biggest Kiss podcast in the world? And it's us. It's us. Go fuck yourself. The ones who are like actually like fuck you, no fuck you. Like, you know who's better? We are. You know why? Because we did an interview with Robert Fleischman.
Yeah. Yeah. How
That was a
much
great
more
interview.
Get to Kiss than Robert Fleischman. By the way, that is the funniest goddamn patch, that Twisted Sister patch. Who
You know,
was
a funny
that?
thing.
It was Count Ralphus, right? That had that.
Yeah.
Count Ralphus showed that.
And
I was like,
you know what's awesome is I ran into Robert Fleischman at the last Rockin' Pod, the one you couldn't make, and I talked to him about our interview. I was like, I'm like, you got me a blowjob. He's like, I remember that. He goes, you kept asking me to say that. He goes, that was a fun show. I'm like, fucking A right, it was. You were on the Rock and Metal Combat podcast. He goes, doesn't your co-host do a show with fucking Wayne Noon, the guy who fucks little kids? I was like, yeah. You know, so I knew he was a listener. You know,
the funniest part of us getting him on our show was he saw my Vinnie Vincent Invasion review of the first album, and boy, I say that he sounds like a cat getting hit over the head with a suitcase. I kept talking about how horrible he was, and he heard it, and he wrote me going, I agree with everything you said in that episode. And then I said, dude, you do our podcast? And he was an amazing guest. You all should check that out. He had some interesting Vinnie Vincent stories. Like Vinnie Vincent drives his car cross-legged. And he would, and he goes, and Vinnie Vincent would always go by this house and point at it and goes, you see that house there? A lot of transvestites live there.
No, you know, and I don't like to use these words because it's not like the type of show we do, but to put it in Lou Mav's, words, he said Vinny drives like a fag. I wouldn't say that, Lou's like,
hey, save that for the podcast where I can join in with you.
Okay. All right. Well, fuck it. Let's get into Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
So we can get out of here. All right. So Black Sabbath finally comes on stage. Ozzy goes down and then he comes up and then they play, what was the first? I got to look at this
War
shit.
Pigs.
Yeah, War Pigs. I thought it was amazing. And the whole thing, like these final songs, I'm all about Bill Ward. The guy that like the rest of the band is like, oh, he can't do it. He can't survive. Not only could he do it, he got out there in bitch tits, shirtless, and fucking drummed his ass off.
He took that shirt
I
off.
thought
shit got real.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. He did what he had to do, and I was listening for it because, I mean, I've often said Bill Ward's my favorite drummer of all time. All time. Number 2 is Stuart Copeland, then we start getting into your Neil Pearts and shit like that, or Peart, however the fuck you want to say it. Bill Ward's my favorite drummer of all time. But I wanted to listen, like, has he lost it? Is there a reason why he wasn't on this or that? I thought he sounded fucking amazing. Was it like cornucopia, Bill Ward? No. But was he doing amazing for fucking 70 something or whatever the fuck he is? Yes. I thought he kicked ass. I thought Geezer Butler was fucking amazing. I thought Tony Iommi was on point. The great thing to me, the weak link was Ozzy. And I don't mean that as a slight. I mean that as like, he's got Parkinson's, I mean, God damn, he did great for his condition. Fucking Wayne does this to little kids just because he likes to, not because he has a medical condition, like Ozzy. It was fucking, I thought it was great. I thought Sabbath was amazing. Yeah, it sucks. We only got 4 songs, but I am so thankful for those 4 songs and watching them again today. After watching them yesterday, I was just like, it sounded just as good. And I was just like, holy fuck. I live in a time where all 4 original members of Black Sabbath are alive and played on stage and fucking did 4 songs that I absolutely love and have changed my life. And it was just fucking amazing. It was emotional. Like most people cried at that fucking "Mom, I'm coming home" bullshit. I didn't cry at all. But when it was real Sabbath, that's the closest I came, because I was like, God damn it. I am so fucking lucky to watch this and to see this and to be alive. And I got to see him before, and it's fucking Black Sabbath. I know Ralph likes to say, fuck you, Blue Cheer invented fucking heavy metal. I think it's Black Sabbath myself.
I think it's Blue Cheer. Fuck you.
See? All right, Lou, you're the deciding factor. Who was it?
But
Blue Cheer?
wait. But you know why I say Blue Cheer invented the heavy metal?
Because you hate America.
No, because I'm racist. Because Jimi Hendrix did it before, but I refuse to admit that because I'm a dumb, stupid racist.
Do you hate him because he was black or because he's half Indian?
I hate him because I'm a fan of Blue Cheer, and all fans of Blue Cheer hate Jimi Hendrix for starting that type of music that Blue Cheer ripped off, and I refuse to admit that. Blue Cheer and not only invented heavy metal, they also invented disco.
Wow. See, Wayne just hates him because he's half black.
And
but Lou, what did you think of Black Sabbath's appearance at the show?
It was a little rough in the beginning, getting with War Pigs and NID by Iron Man, though. It was good. Again, I understood because of physical limitations. I wasn't expecting perfection. But to me, Flawed Sabbath is better than 13 any day.
oh hell yeah. I'll say this, man. I thought Ozzy sounded great. May have been a weak link, but it's a weak link to a perfect oiled metal machine.
I accepted it just because it was the original 4.
I don't think it was. But I don't think Ozzy was. All right, let me put it this way, and people that view my channel know this about me. For months going up to this show, all the news reports I talked about, the beginning and end, every single one of them, I said, Ozzy's going to be a train wreck. It's going to be terrible. It's going to suck.
Well, he even said that he wasn't sure what he was going to do.
And then all the worrying. You have Geezer Butler saying he's having nightmares about it. You have Tony Iommi saying, I don't know what the hell's going on. We haven't even practiced yet. And all this shit going on in my head, I'm like, this is going to be a fucking disaster. Ozzy was great. I don't think, even with Parkinson's and anything, I didn't hear it. What I heard was Ozzy, if he didn't have Parkinson's. He's up there in age. It's expected. He's not bad like Paul Stanley. I mean, he sang fine. I mean, I don't see, of course it's a little withered because he's old. And Bill Ward flubbed some of the parts. He flubbed War Pigs. He flubbed the beginning of Paranoid. But it's Bill fucking Ward.
Exactly.
His flub still had that Sabbath groove,
Yeah.
He was still killing it, but he flubbed a couple parts. Whatever. The guy, I overlooked it not only because it's Bill fucking Ward, but man, seeing that man without a shirt, I kind of watched his playing. I listened with my eyes because he was so sexy.
Yeah, I love this I don't give a fuck attitude. It was perfect. I was just really grateful for this moment of time that will never be repeated. Paranoid was the perfect send-off. And again, it saddens me that Ozzy in his condition can't do live any shows, but I'm happy that the fans got him through the show and it was ended the right way with a band that started it all 4 original members on stage. Bill Ward deserved that honor, regardless of the flaws, especially 13. Sorry, Wayne, I hate that album. You know that. Iommi will always be my rock hero. Sabbath will always be my favorite band, any lineup. And like Phil Anselmo said, none of us would be here if it wasn't for those 4 men from Birmingham.
And most important, Black Sabbath does not cry for Indians.
All right, Wayne, why do you hate Palestine?
All right, hey, he's getting a little too drunk and off topic. What did you think?
Sabbath was all right, but Ozzy was a little shaky. All right, good night, everybody.
Hey, I get that. That was a joke.
No, it was awesome, seeing all them up there again. And to me, everything sounded good. Even the little flubs that Bill Ward did was fine. He made it work within the song. You didn't even, if you didn't really like know the songs perfectly, you wouldn't even have noticed it. So it was awesome.
This is one of the really good. This is one of the few times where we didn't expect perfection, but it was perfect in its imperfection because it was the original 4, and that's all most of us wanted.
Original 4 is magic.
Only thing I wish they would have did was gave the backdrop a little bit more something, a little bit more some kind of visual.
I think it was stupid to have the end of the beginning, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
I think it was stupid to have that so huge on the stage the whole fucking time.
The whole time. Yeah.
They should have just put Black Sabbath up there,
Right. Something more visual.
Yeah. But there you go. Overall, it was great and it sucked. There
was a lot of suckage in this whole entire
you know
thing.
what?
But the good made up for it.
Suckage was really toward the beginning. After Slayer,
it was better than I thought it was going to be.
After Slayer came on for me, there was nothing bad after that, except for Guns N' Roses doing Guns N' Roses songs. But other than that,
all right. So each of you, who was the best band?
Slayer.
Really? Alice in Chains and Slayer were the 2 best bands.
Slayer. We all picked Slayer.
Yes, sir. So this
who doesn't like Slayer? Mark Allen Taylor.
Yeah, Shocker. But I forgive him because he likes Oingo Boingo. Hey, at least he doesn't think OU812 is better than Fair Warning, and he loves Vangina.
There you go.
There you go. But anyway, thanks, man. This was a long show.
It's a very long show.
Yeah,
I'm very tired.
But a lot of people love these long shows. They get a lot of views. Almost Human Live is
this stayed around 300 people watching almost pretty much the entire show.
And then it gets even more because there's a lot of people that watch my shit from Europe and stuff that watch it hours later. So yeah, this 300 something. That's an impressive amount for a Sunday show. I've never had an Almost Human Sunday show, but what a perfect one to have, a Black Sabbath final show on Black Sabbath Sunday. Anyway,
so Lou, does that bother you that people know now that you're in a band with a pedophile and over 300 people watch this live and
well, I can't speak for any PDF action, but I will say this: buy the new Severed Angel album, severedangel.com.
Right there you go.
And again, big Ralph, thank you for having me on the show tonight, and thank you for partaking in the first Severed Angel album. I'll always be grateful to you, sir. Thank you.
You're very welcome, and everybody go get the first one too, because I'm on it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Before Ian goes off on pedophilia jokes that he should say for our podcast, I'd like to say, very importantly, Sammy Hagar sucks. That's something that should be said a lot.
Yeah.
Sammy Hagar sucks, and I want to thank everybody, all 300 of you that joined us, and I want to thank all the future people watching. And if you're watching now, that means you sat over 3 hours watching this. That means you fucking rule. And everybody out there, you all rule as well. Even Mark Alden Taylor. I don't care what Ian says.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
Mark Alden Taylor has no cause to judge Wayne for being a pedophile.
Oh, man. We were almost done. Lou, thank you. Pedophile, Wayne, thank you. And Ian Wadzilla Wadley, thank you. Till next week. Well, Almost Human, because next Sunday.
I love you all.
next Sunday I won't be doing the podcast. I'm going to Ghost. So everybody,
Uh-oh.
thank you for watching and smack 'em a gob.
And listen to Black Sabbath.
SaveAngel.com.